last session, Mert, I'll just go around the table. Mert gained the loyalty of a band of troops from winning a desperate fight within Castle Olvan, defeating those who were still diehard fanatics for Zupnul. From the town perspective, let's see. That's not what I need. Hope I'm not missing that one sheet. There it is. Alright, from the town perspective, you've got 3 houses on board declaring troops for you when the time comes to march. Artemis was committing some serious time to
meditation.
Yes, for the initially locating and then pursuing knowledge for constructing, maintaining all the needs for a airship. Because the grand plan, I think, has been formulated. You'll have your diversionary army marching on the Black Gate while you guys fly in, zap the portals.
Yep.
And we ended the session with about 3 days of automation. And that was contingent for Artemis to feel comfortable with his knowledge for building the airship from his chapel meditations on the Wolf Estate. So I believe the plan then was to head out for that marshland to look for that treasure on your way to the airship. Think that's still the plan? You remember I think your intention when you were leaving was to head to on your way to the airship. You're going to head to the
sensor.
For this nice marshy area over here.
I mean, if we can grab the horn,
right?
Of Jurgen.
So are we leaving
Because
them
he can
in
find
any
anything.
sort of situation now? Like, are they just waiting for us to?
You're playing the pronoun game with me.
I'm talking to Adam too.
Oh,
why are you
like,
playing the pronoun game?
the ones we have in our that are supporting us type
Yes,
of thing. Like,
the
are
houses who are aligned with you.
It's Wolf.
You've got Wolf.
Yep.
You've got Halvar. And Eithan. Yeah.
And then
Did you want a refresher on the others right now?
Well,
See where
and
they
then
stand?
the Olvin's 51.
Yeah, you've got pretty much all that can be salvaged
Right.
from Olvin. Yeah.
So the ones we don't have at all are Morose
Vincent and Constag.
and Constant.
Yep.
Constant.
Your last interaction with Constag was like a mixed bag because
Because he
Artemis
didn't-
gave them the information about where the sun was being held.
Yep.
The guy was trepidatious to act on it or was unsure how to proceed.
And we're okay leaving
Yes.
the city with how Vincent is.
Well, I thought maybe we'd just bust in,
Take care of
see what's
business.
going on with that bullshit.
With my 51.
Yeah, because he's clearly worshiping the dark
Or something.
worshiping some dark lord.
Yeah, something. I mean, I just say, before we leave, do we really want to leave that house? Because at least Morose's and Constag's was...
Everything's out in the open.
Yeah.
You know
we know
there's-
what's
yeah,
going on.
right.
You know, fine, you don't want to. Fine, you want... Morose was the one that was pretty poor and wanted money, or...
Yep, they wanted money or a certain heirloom that I spelled out for you.
Correct, correct. It's the crown.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Before we leave, do we deal with at least what the heck's going on? His guy never showed up. That was one of the things we were doing last, right?
Yep.
That's before we went to the
Oh, yeah.
prickly...
treasure.
The fruit.
Yeah,
Treasure.
he was gone.
So he didn't show up, so that has to be a little alarming.
Yeah,
That either
the darkness took him.
he got sucked in. So that would be my only thing before we just... I don't know if you want to say while he's automating we deal with that, or we wait till he's done with his meditation before we deal with that. That's up to.
I guess
I can take a break.
how do we how do we deal with it?
I don't know. That's what we'd have to. I don't know. I don't know how big of a cat. I mean, we
Bust
we have,
in, baby.
we have the rug plan, but I think that
What, you guys smuggle yourselves in a rug?
we
like,
did
we
originally have that
pretend
plan
to be rugged.
because there were
Got
crates
50 men.
and us.
You just want to storm it?
Why not?
Don't we want those men for?
I mean, when the front
Defeating
guards
the dwarves?
see 50-some dudes walking up,
Right.
they're not gonna fight.
Well, at least they're gonna for sure let us in.
Oh yeah, they'll let us in.
Unless they've gone mad with darkness.
It could be.
Then
That
they-
was
then
more
they
what.
got- then we gotta kill them.
I
Right.
guess you're right. Otherwise, yeah, they're on the loose.
That's what we dealt with Olvins more than anywhere else. So I think that. I mean, we've helped the city enough, but to leave possibly some weird darkness that's going on right in the center of it would probably be bad.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So Sean, that is our plan.
Okay. Well, there were 3 days of automation to run through.
Mhm.
Like, that's where we are in chronological time right now. Is
Sure.
going. So, you want to just do that right away, or pretty much right when Artemis is feeling comfortable with his knowledge? Do you guys want to do that?
I leave that up to Artemis.
Okay.
Because I
Yep. Because he's been
don't want to
sticking.
throw off his meditation.
Yeah, he's been sticking to his meditation regimen. So.
Would it behoove me to take a break or to maintain the regimen?
Probably it would be best to maintain the regimen.
Then I maintain.
You might need to extend the total amount of time by a significant
if he
amount
would
if
stop.
he interrupts
We don't
this.
want
Yeah.
that.
Alright. Then we'll wait till the 3 days. Thomas will go to the Estelle thing, putting different coordinates on, getting little sheets. No, I'm just kidding.
I could use one more, but I feel like for karma reasons, I should like give it something of use.
Right. One of the places we don't choose.
Like bury a treasure of my. Maybe I could bury one of. I could put one of Gaspar's potions in the stump, and tell someone to go find it.
What stump?
That's where we were last time.
Is that where you found the prickly pear?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
One of his juice potions that get you juice.
He's got fresh juice potions right now. Right? He hasn't used any of them, so.
You could make a little poem, like if you want to get juice.
Yep. Because basically, you guys have. If you want to commit to what you're doing for the next 3 days while Artemis finishes his stacking knowledge, speed stacking for knowledge.
I would probably, well, for me, if we're gonna wait just 3 days, which is fine, I think.
Okay.
I think me and my 51 men, if they're that as loyal as they
Me and
seem,
my 51 men.
we would like
King Leonidas.
we would probably go to we would start at least at Cordon's place to see if there are any like repairs or any needs before we leave. But we would
It's free labor force.
pretty much.
Nice.
But we would also try to go to the other ones because Cordon oversees all of them and wants them all. So I would try to help.
Cordon oversees.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
You have to
nice.
feed all these.
Yeah, no,
guys.
there's going to be a daily
They will.
maintenance cost.
that's okay. You come up with it. That's what I'm gonna.
Where are you getting money?
I mean, I have money.
Where are you getting money?
I have 100, and I've never spent any money. I have 147 gold.
Okay, that'll last you for a while.
So I have very little need for money
Let's
for
see.
myself.
51 men
So, yep, you have to figure that out.
for their equipment to be well maintained, for their bellies to be full and full of fighting spirit.
Yep.
That will be
Yeah, come up with something so I write it down so we know.
yeah. So that you just daily you
Yep.
make a deduction.
Yep.
Come up with something.
No, I mean
I will.
on the fly. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
No, it wouldn't do that.
Mang. Oh, I think last week you talked about a day's wage for a common laborer was like 1 silver.
I asked. You said maybe a silver.
Yeah,
or
I think that
something.
sounds about right.
Okay.
How far is medium range?
Short is up to 15, isn't it?
20
20.
yards.
Is it 40 or 50? I'll look it up. We'll show him things.
Is it 10 silver to a gold? I think.
I believe.
Yeah,
You
okay.
said 10, 10, 10.
Yeah, because we don't deal with bits.
No.
You know, deal
We
with
just
bits.
kind of we start with copper. Yep. Okay. Maintenance of 51 men.
Yep.
Is 2 gold per day.
2 gold per day.
An airship costs 10,000.
Yep. It's worth a lot of men.
It's worth a lot of money.
So
Yeah.
so as of now, for once this 3 days is up, it's 6
You'll
gold.
be 6 gold down.
Okay.
And
I'll already.
If these were just normal, like if you were like a
Non-soldiers?
messiah and just had like people like following you around, it would be cheaper.
Sure.
But they need a little bit for retainer, and then they have a little bit more food and drink.
Of course.
Necessities, so, okay. And they hope that you will lead them to opportunities for glory and
Of course.
loot and stuff. They're not necessarily like a roving band of like looters or anything, but they do want opportunities, to like prove themselves and an occasional chance for like plunder and that sort of thing.
Sounds good.
All right. Merrick, do you know what you want for your 3 days?
I think I will bury one of Gaspar's elixirs.
Oh, okay. You found something. Oh yeah, that's part of your like code, isn't it? Like when you find something of value, you like leave something for someone else to find, or
Maybe it is
something with
now.
the religion.
I
Yeah,
don't-
I like that. I think that would be a good way to keep leveling your religion score. So
So I think I want to do that. Where should I do that?
do you want here? This might help, but then you can also look at the world map too if you want to go a bit further out. I'll let you brainstorm.
Alright.
Ardith Bay, Artemis is spending 3 days in meditation to learn stuff.
What do we have Hubert doing?
Oh, he's busy.
So Hubert pretty much wrapped up his really darker research. He just finished a new research pattern which was looking up local and regional artifacts. So right now Hubert is unassigned from what I remember.
So he's not in the library.
No, it's a new morning.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy are from the Quar.
What? We know what he's doing.
So we're planning to leave after 3 days? Or
Well, shortly after 3 days,
I
because
think I want
Ooh,
to
we've
prepare
been
for our
super
journey
wrong.
by like looking at maps.
Short
and
as 5 yards.
No,
Is that 5
Yeah,
squares
dog.
or is that 15 squares?
Yeah, dog.
Okay.
no way.
Yeah, dog.
You know, because we're
That's
going.
fine.
We need to
towards
we need to
Europe.
tell Sean
What
this.
book is that in?
Shadow.
What
Going
page?
like up over
yes, but you're going through this. You're going through
lot two- one?
this way.
One?
Yeah, so I've
Page
never
1?
been this way
43.
before,
First
right?
No.
page of the book.
Sean.
So I think I'd want to do
One
some
moment, Mert.
Yep.
looking up
Man, medium is
a
20.
best way to get there.
Okay.
So short is touch almost.
Preparation for the journey.
Gotcha.
Hanging out with Hubert.
Okay, this is
Makes
going to be a
everything
few
different.
step process here. Mert, I'm ready for whatever you
Do you
want.
know what short range is in Shadow?
Short range. I think I overheard you say 5 yards.
Yep. So 15 feet. That's why in my head I'm thinking 5
Right.
feet.
Okay.
So medium is 20 yards, which is 60
feet. Yep.
So that's why we
That's
got
long.
confused. Yeah, I know. But they have to put it in yards, which we're used to everything being in
Yeah,
feet.
because
Well, what's long?
the
range?
5 foot square.
100 yards, which is 300 feet.
Yeah.
So I can shoot 100 yards away.
Yeah. Oh, you sure can.
Wow.
That's why you sit in a tree. No one knows where you are. And you
Yep,
just,
it's pretty good.
you wait.
Snipe.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so it's 15 feet. It's not touch. 5 feet would be touch. I don't know what I
Okay.
was- I don't know what I was thinking.
Hubert is able to tell you that the library has little in the way of maps, but there are some local guides you could consider talking to.
Okay.
Um,
I guess I'll go do that then.
all right, he will accompany you. All right, he like puts his hand up. He goes 100% bipedally now, so he walks onto. So he likes to hold. He's been holding Golk's hand, but now he can hold Ardith Bay's hand instead. So, okay. I will take a roll in just a moment. This one. Yeah, here we go. Okay. You find a man named Ed who claims that he has visited the Great Marsh on 2 occasions. And he kind of looks you over and says, I suppose you look sturdy enough to survive the journey.
Thank you. You said you asked a question.
What's that?
I thought you said he asked, but that was a statement. So I was waiting
sorry,
for a
sorry.
question.
What business do you have in such a place, though? It is not pleasant.
Does it matter our business?
No, I suppose not. He heads into his hovel. He rummages around for a while, and he comes back with some dusty pieces of parchment and says, I could be persuaded to part with one of my maps. I believe a fair price would be 3 gold pieces.
Can I inspect the map first?
I will let you look at it briefly.
Okay.
Okay. He hands you a map. It shows essentially the entire region, so it's not a detailed map. But it does kind of frame the area nicely and has a few little scribblings here and there, kind of making note of landmarks and that sort of thing. There's nothing from your past. What's your perception's quite high.
13.
Yeah. You don't see any inconsistencies with what you would think when look. It looks basically. There's nothing that looks suspicious in the map.
For 3 gold, I'd ask for some further detail from you that we could fill in some of the more general features of the map.
He says, I will do this for 3 gold and 5 silver pieces.
Done.
Alright, he's going to draft a little map for you. Or basically, he's going to make a few quick modifications to that map. Hey, we've got these quick reference sheets here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you were looking at, Martin?
I think no. I was looking on the actual in the book.
Oh, okay. Anybody want to look at one of these? Thomas, while I'm working on this map for Ardith Bay, do you have some thoughts about where you'd like to stash this potion, or
Yes.
the methodology you want to use?
Would Dirk crush a potion? I look at one.
I think we need to test this in real life. Yep. Okay.
If it's a shallow, if it's a shallow grave,
Well, yeah. I mean, people find like glass bottles.
maybe I'll find like at least a bag
the
to put it
time.
in. You know, I'll just find like a little like one of those cloth bags, like burlap.
Okay.
I don't know. Just a
Yeah, no,
common bag,
burlap would be suitable.
something like that. So it looks like there's like a fork in a river right outside the town. So I'm thinking I want to just look around there to find some kind of landmark.
Can you point out to me where you saw a fork in the river? Oh yeah, so like at that confluence there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One silver piece for the sack.
Okay.
Do you have a spade?
I do actually have a shovel listed.
Okay, then you've got what you need. You go about your business. Takes the better part of the day traveling to that little area and digging it, burying it. Are you taking note to not be like in sight of anyone while you're doing this?
Preferably.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just so happens that you don't see anyone while you're doing this. So
Okay.
it works out okay.
Then I want to go back to the temple, and I'll put in a note describing the location of the potion.
Into the box.
Yep.
Okay. Which means you'll get to draw from the box as well.
Yep.
Okay. Roll a d20, Thomas.
1.
Okay. You deposit your note, and you draw a new slip from the box. You are in possession of the slip. Okay.
What does it say?
All right. You take a look at the slip. Roll a d6.
It's just a picture of a dick butt.
No.
You rolled a
Maybe that was a 2, but there's a 1.
3.
Okay. You take 3 insanity.
Oh my god.
because it's a dick butt.
You see a single line of script in a language that is unintelligible to you, but once you see it, it's burned into your memory, and pretty much it's going to be difficult to think of anything but that until you can get it translated.
And what was it?
This was a...
Butt.
No. I never said dick butt. You must, yeah, go listen to
Ignore
that.
what
Yeah.
Mang said.
Okay.
Out the window.
So it's a phrase? Do I have it?
You have the slip of paper.
Oh, so it's written down.
Yes. But it's clearly, there's clearly like a spell attached to this. Like it is harming. It definitely like addled your brain.
So since it looks like I already have 12 insanity, how does this work?
Oh, okay.
What's your
No,
will?
That can't be right though. I have 12 will. So maybe that means
I think I
must
wrote
have
down.
meant-
I wrote down 11 insanity as well because I think I thought it was supposed to be.
that's my max, right?
Yeah.
before you take a madness.
So I had not. I have 0 insanity.
I don't think
haven't taken
I don't
any.
think I actually took any.
No.
I think I wrote that down in the
I
box,
wrote 11
but-
too. I thought that was.
All right.
So-
since you're unsure, Thomas, for one, I'll give you the benefit that you were closer to 0 than 12 for starting, but there's one penalty insanity associated with that, so you're going to be at 4. So you're still quite far from madness, but there are consequences to lax bookkeeping.
You could
so.
just go around town with that paper out.
Just scare everybody.
Just showing everybody. had time to color all these. These are really good, man.
Color them?
Yeah.
Is that the term?
Well, paint, but
Why don't you paint them, Mert? How about that?
I'm just
How about
saying.
that?
I don't think I'm detail oriented enough to paint something.
I think
that
Studs was
small.
the only one of us who had any sort of
Yeah, he painted one of mine.
yeah. I mean, you've
That
got
is, it's quite a thing to
Yeah,
to
legit.
take up.
innkeeper,
Yeah.
bartender.
You want to paint them?
You would need a lot of different colors of paint.
Oof. You ever see like Hero Forge or any of those? So you know a lot of things do add. That stuff's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Mert,
You
you are. Can you just remind me? Do I have it correct that you are just looking for general kind of labor projects, and ideally ones that can be rendered to like the temple that you and your men are gonna take up?
correct.
Okay.
I was trying to do it for Corden first, but if
Yeah.
anybody direly had any need, any of the other temples, like if they said we're pretty good, I would try to ask them if they knew of any other needs in the city for the temple.
Okay.
Who's the most likely to have dark connections in Stanton?
Seek dark
What is
connections.
that? What does that mean?
Translate my phrase.
Oh.
Vincente.
Probably.
Or
We barge in there.
Elgin.
Who?
We barge in there, and he's
Isn't
like,
that his
"Hey."
name?
Elgin's Exotics.
Oh, Legends Exotics. Never looked to see what was in there.
Exotic stuff.
I'm just about done drafting you his little map.
Triggs Corner Club.
The new
The hot
Nisus
spot
Corner
in
Club.
town. What was that?
The new Nisus Corner Club.
I don't know what that is.
That's not on the map. That's from Skyrim.
His new nieces.
Not sure.
It's on Solstein. Or no, that's the Retching Match. It's in Windell. In the Grey Quarter. That's the bar. The guards say, why can't they just call them taverns?
The thing is, the man I killed was the one man who could have translated this.
Maybe you shouldn't have
Not
killed
necessarily.
Olvin,
You don't know that.
Peter.
It would have blown my cover if I hadn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I was supposed to be a dark man.
I mean, the Dark Lord could translate this if you wanted.
Hey, why don't you
Can't
reach
wait.
Your
out
guy
to the
doesn't use
Dark
a
Lord?
shield, does he, Thomas?
What was that?
Your guy doesn't use a shield, does he?
No.
He ain't no bitch.
Not that.
A shield guy.
My shield is my
Okay.
sword.
Do you hand him 3 gold and 5 silver pieces?
Yep.
This 3-day automation's taking a long time.
Yep.
A lot of stuff to do.
Not so automated.
Not so automated.
So this
Yeah, I kinda-
dotted is
I kinda screwed
the
that up.
dotted
That's
is
the
your recommended route.
Through the marshes, yes.
Do you know what's in this lost city?
Yeah, I guess at one point, quite a bustling place. There are adventurers known to look to pilfer some things from there, but I would not suggest going there unless you have particular need.
Is the Hogwatch Inn actually habitable?
Oh yeah,
People
Last-
are there?
last place you can have a bed of any kind before heading through the marshes. It won't appear on the continent.
You hear
No,
about
I'm just
Torchlight?
wondering what
No.
They were doing that
like
free to
what
play
area
game.
this is.
Yeah.
So this is like right here.
Frontiers.
They're ditching it and they're just making it into
That
Torchlight
part?
3.
It's easier on the color match.
That's a lot better.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably be better. Because
Yeah,
they'll
exactly.
I'll mark it for
They'll
you.
charge for it.
Yeah.
That inn is right
Well,
about.
Oh, I
to
just
play
meant
is
where
always-
it's always
this
shit.
is on here. Is
Well,
it
here's the
this
thing.
black
So
thing?
Can I
the
trade this source
yes,
book for
it
these
is
chips?
this thing.
Yeah,
So
that's what I thought.
the Hogwatch Inn
No.
would correlate
So
to
this
that
is
spot.
like Glenmore.
Yeah, right,
Get
right.
that from her.
He doesn't need it.
I have it on my phone.
His brain, man.
Oh, finally!
Where are we going again?
I searched a long
Up to
way.
Drazad.
Yep.
I'll ask, have you been to Drazad?
I have not been. I have been to Gellenmore, but I have not gone so far north into the mountains.
What do you know of Gallenmore?
It's a good town, like Stanton, but a bit smaller. They've got pretty effective leadership though. There, I must say. I hear the Duke of Gellenmore has been a wise and fair ruler to his people. Things are always a bit messier in Stanton with the noble houses.
And would you say the path, once you leave the swamps and then round Lake Gallenmore, is pretty straightforward?
Yes, you would not need any special guide for that. It's mostly open prairie land and fields, patches of trees.
Well, thank you very much for your assistance.
Well, you paid a fair price.
I appreciate it. Good day.
Yes. Hubert thumps his foot a few times and follows.
What do you think, Hubert?
He seemed like a more or less decent fellow. You might have paid a small premium for that map, but against the ordeal of haggling or getting them grumpy, I think it's wiser not to worry about such expenses.
I'm not one for paper. Well, there are some interesting details on this map. Some good things for us to avoid.
Well, I'm sure the rest of the party will be most curious to hear about this.
Anywhere you want to go, Hubert?
Oh, since I am now all too aware of the great danger facing this world, it's difficult to think of such things until we resolve this evil.
I meant until we leave town.
Oh, well, just to wander the areas outside of the city. I don't care very much for the streets and bustle.
Let's go.
Okay. So you'll spend the rest of your time just wandering around with Hubert,
Yes.
taking the fresher air. Okay.
What are these? Popcorn.
Oh, I like those.
White
Yeah, I
sugar.
like some of those.
The crunchy and wholesome popcorn snacks.
They're like your popcorn you like, but they're in chips.
Wow.
That's
I
what
don't
they
know how
are.
they manage.
I don't either. It's like mildly disturbing.
You smash a bunch of kernels together and then pop them. Does it turn into that?
Yep.
I don't know how I feel
Mer-
about this, but I will eat
Size.
I
one.
need 2 skill checks from you.
Okay.
Strength and will.
Strength and
Bring it back.
will.
Thank you.
Strength
If anyone needs
and
wants to let me know.
will. Strength, will. Both 11s.
Okay.
Plus 1, so 12s. Literally on the dot. I rolled both my dice and they both rolled 11.
All right.
Why
As
don't
it
you
happens.
pick the ones that are loaded to roll 11s.
As it happens, the Cordan Temple was looking into new housing for the domestic servants and other people associated with House Olden who are now homeless after the castle mostly burned to the ground. So there was talk of beginning work on a new dwelling.
Okay.
Um,
So they needed some help with that.
Yep, and you put your 51 men to work.
Okay.
By the end of the time, the priest of Cordan smiles upon your efforts.
I like that character.
This is like Jim Kelly from Enter the Dragon.
Yeah. Oh.
Now there's a reference you can take to the bank.
Right, you can put this back over there. Thank you.
Thomas.
And he invites you into the temple for a special prayer of thanksgiving. Most of your men choose to come with you into the temple.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
you perhaps made some new converts.
Good.
Good job, Mark.
And you feel quite quite full and satisfied with your work of the past few days.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Okay. And then to come back to Merrick, you've got your slip of parchment with the strange script burned into your vision.
Okay, now I found these for
So
you
I
to
think I
choose
probably
from.
stumbled through the south,
I can't really find a good one
Gates.
otherwise.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Probably not the
go to Elgin's Exotics.
machine gun lady.
No, but
Okay.
I thought worst case.
Elgin
Yeah,
is a halfling. He is dressed
there we
exquisitely,
go. I thought that was the
and
right one.
you see him kind of towards the back of his store, but he has a number of staff who are happy to assist you with what you need. It turns
So-
out Elgin himself does not attend to very many patrons directly.
Okay. And so by the looks of it, is this like a magical goods store, or what
Yes,
does it look like?
yes. Certainly, there's be claims that some of these items are magical. Others are simply just valuable in how they've been crafted, or have some sort of exotic or oriental features to them that would make them more valuable than your typical household goods.
Alright, well then I'll ask an attendant
Yes.
that I have a phrase that I don't recognize, but I'm looking for it to be translated. I suspect it might be magical in nature.
A phrase, the man says. He's bald and almost looks more like a monk or a priest of some kind, but he clearly is employed by Elgin. And he says, now where did you encounter such a phrase?
Here it is. And I'll show him the piece of paper.
Okay, roll a d20.
Oh no, he showed him the piece of paper.
Yep.
I hope this is for his sanity, not my own again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I want you to see.
13. Nice unlucky number. He
Go mad on the spot.
what's that?
Does he go mad on the spot?
No. He looks at it and immediately averts his gaze, and he says, there's forbidden magic placed on this.
But I must know it.
You see he's beginning to sweat. And
Who's putting that stuff in the little suggestion box?
yeah, I know. Somebody up to no good.
Somebody-
Just
And I
like
say
rude.
more quietly, and I think you must know it now as well.
It's his problem now too. Okay. He
Alright, man, here's your 3 characters.
okay, you're gonna need to persuade him because he's a bit mad at you.
Alright.
So I'm gonna need a will check with
Yeah.
one
I
maid.
really-
Isn't he like,
Otherwise,
What
he
is
might
Priestley?
ask you to leave.
the fuck is this? This is like a demon.
He's got a tone.
He does have a tone,
pretty
but
good.
like this guy.
roll.
Gandalf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
No, I'm just talking about your
Some of
maid.
them are
Hopefully, it's
so
not
great.
too high.
20.
Like,
So the end result is 16.
Oh, okay. This is a matter for Master Elgin himself. You should come back towards closing time.
When do you close?
In several hours. A little after sundown.
Alright, I'll be back.
Okay. We'll jump ahead to that.
I'm back.
Yep. Okay. There are no patrons wandering the store. You recognize the man you saw before, who introduces himself as let's go with Wesley. Wesley takes you over to Master Elgin, who looks like he's had a pretty tiring day. And he says, now, you had some trouble with a slip of paper, I understand?
Yes, it has some kind of, Wesley here calls it forbidden magic on it.
Oh yes. He unlocks a drawer at the desk that he's at. He takes out like kind of like these big mechanical mechanics goggles, and you see on the side he like hits a few little like layers of lenses. So you see like these certain ones. He says, "All right, give it here."
I give it to him.
He reads it. You actually see like part of his lenses crack as he's looking at it, and he frowns at that, but he remains concentrated, and he sets the slip of paper down on the table. All right, sir. I will provide your translation. For the damage to my lenses, you must surrender 2 pieces of gold.
Done.
Okay. And I will hand you the translation. He's going to see to it that Wesley gets some counseling after losing some sanity. And this will complete the 3-day automation. Thomas, you're going to spend the next 2 days recovering, and you'll have your new slip of paper, and you can roll a d4.
3.
All right. At the end of that time, you do recover the sanity loss that you took, so you'll be at 1 insanity after that. Receiving the translated slip and just taking some time away from doing much of anything, you're able to become rooted again firmly in reality.
What does it say?
I'm finishing writing it, and I'll give it to you.
Do I gain a spell?
No, you don't.
Oh.
Sorry.
Did Elgin
You'll
say,
rarely get that kind of benefit from like a 1 fate die result.
Did Elgin say what language it is?
Or
just did he describe it at all? Or just translate it?
You did pay him promptly for his lenses. He's inclined to be favorable to you. He says this is from a dialect known from a lost civilization to the south of Lake Gellenmore.
You know I could have translated it for free, right?
I think he had forgotten about
Because
that.
I can read every language.
Well, I was insane at the time.
I understand.
Do you
Elgin's was
want to
closer.
break your concentration?
Yeah, I know, it's important.
South Gellenmore, lost civilization. So this whole civilization spoke this language?
Yes.
They just made each other
Yes.
insane?
And once I read 1 word of that, I can speak the entire language.
Well, if I tell you the story about the slip of paper, maybe I'll let you read it.
Thank you.
You have received the translation. Okay. Ardith Bay, I'll just take a d20 as well. From your wanderings with Hubert.
16.
Okay. You're refreshed by your time outdoors. You feel like you've been bonding with the god Norith and becoming kind of reattuned to those energies of the winds and of the forests, and so you are now tier 2 of the path of North in the religion. So you get a new benefit. Yeah. I believe that there's a stack. Murph, do you have the stack over by you?
Stack of
Oh no, no
religion.
one ever reprinted that. I need to go back in the signal to get the updated tier
I
2.
think you sent it to me. On
Oh
Facebook.
yeah.
Oh, I did send it to you on Facebook, so you should be able to access that. I know a lot of our recent stuff was like the Filioque, but we'll get there. Oh, here it is. January 7th.
Yeah, I see it too.
So you just gained +1 to your will attribute permanently,
Yep.
and a 5-yard speed increase while outdoors.
Cool.
Pretty great. Since you were responsible for Hubert's food while you were with him, how much do you want to subtract for his sustenance those days?
How many days has it been?
You
We
spent
did
about
like 3
two and a half days with him out in the woods.
I'll say like 5 silver a day.
Okay. So like 12 silver.
If it's 3 days, wouldn't that be 15?
It was like 2.5 days, but you can do 15. 15's
We'll
straightforward.
say 15
Okay.
silver.
Artemis, it is 9 in the morning on day 3, and you now are wholly satisfied with the visions that have been laid out and schematic in your head for how to construct pretty much from, as long as you have a basic outline available, that will greatly accelerate the process, but if absolutely necessary, you believe you at this point you could build it from the ground up with greater time and resource investment.
Mm-hmm.
So you're feeling good about it.
And I would also know how to repair.
Yes. You understand the greater operating functions of the
Good.
ship. Yes.
Then my time in this meditation room is done.
Yes. Your party has reassembled.
So what have you all been up to?
We brief you of what just happened for the last 45 minutes.
Okay.
I got a map.
I got a riddle.
A map to what?
I got a map for our journey through the Great Marsh. There is a preferred path, and there's some really crappy areas to avoid.
And what about the sensor?
What sensor?
The artifact we're looking for.
Oh, well, he had never been up that far north. But he said that in, what's that town?
Gellenmore?
Yeah, Gallenmore, the Duke, it's a nice town, and the Duke is a wise and just
Ooh,
man.
are we heading towards Gallimore?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think this riddle is tied south of Gallimore. It's on our way.
Perfect. What's
How
the
fortuitous.
What's the riddle?
I show you the slip of paper, untranslated.
Oh, you show him the maddening one?
I'll tell the story of how I acquired it all,
Okay.
and so then
You leave it up to
do you
him.
ask for the
Yeah, I'd want to see
the
it
dark one?
translated. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna
Wait.
know.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I show you the untranslated one.
Okay. You've been briefed, Artemis.
Mhm.
So give me. You actually get to make a will check.
Will check.
Yep. You don't just take the insanity.
Will you check? Is this a challenge roll? I pray for you to read that thing. Triggers a boon.
Let's see if that's considered a challenge roll.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
your question.
No, this is like a sanity trigger.
Okay, then
Yeah.
it doesn't count.
No.
Then I got an 8.
Okay, roll a d4. Okay. You take 1 insanity.
Alrighty.
You have learned a new language.
You need a pencil.
Yes.
You have no name for the language, but you can understand.
I need
yes.
no language.
No.
We'll call it language 8.
All right. Then you can read it without looking at the translated slip, obviously.
But I will take the translated.
Yeah. Right.
Just to compare.
Because
I
Oh,
need to
in
fucking
per-
read it.
In character, out of character.
yeah.
Why do you say this is near Gellenmore?
Oh, the guy who translated it says the language comes from a lost civilization
Near
south of
Gellenmore.
Gellenmore.
Okay. Like how south?
I don't know if he said.
I mean, there's a lot south of Gellenmore. Most of the continent, really.
I mean, it must be close to Gellenmore, or else he would say it's near some other
Yeah, I
landmark.
suppose.
But I mean, if we're going through these lakes,
Well, get Hubert on this. Have him
Oh, yeah,
look
look
at
for
Farwell
lost
or
civilizations.
Turanar, and lost civilization.
yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Well, we don't have much time still here in the city.
Oh, another day.
He's had a research sabbatical. He's recovered additional sanity. He recovered 1 additional sanity going out in the woods.
Hey, here it says, when a character encounters something that could impose insanity, he or she must make a will challenge roll. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. DM?
What does that mean? Mert could have prayed for you.
I
He
could
could have prayed his ass off.
What did you succeed anyway?
don't. No, I
No,
don't think so. You rolled
I
a
did
mace.
not.
Could he have?
It says on a failure, a character gains a 1 insanity.
Because challenge rolls are like to resist an attack on your mind, then, right? That's what it is. It's attacking your will.
That's right. It's
Whatever that sheet was saying was attacking your will.
that's right.
Well, no, because challenge roll says it's an activity when it's not directly opposed by another creature.
I'm just reading the insanity.
No, I'm saying the
Oh.
ruling looks favorable for this situation, but not favorable when it's like a creature like.
When a
Do it.
character encounters something that can impose insanity, he or she must make a will challenge roll.
Okay.
Right. I have powers that do that. It forces people to roll will or go in.
All right,
And
then
that's
go ahead, Mert.
Nice. I'll roll a 6.
Okay.
So you got a 14.
Yeah.
There you
All right. Then he shrugs off the sanity loss.
nice.
There you go.
Cooperation.
That's what I'm here for.
But I don't worship your god.
No,
so.
I understand. I don't force anybody on that. Thomas, remember when you had a minion? A familiar? There he is.
The doggy.
He's a rat now.
I don't know if I have him. I think he's still like in the forest.
Yeah.
Smoldering.
Doggy died.
I think that's how it should be treated because I never used him again
If
after
you
that.
if you have a strength of 20, you can lift 16,000 pounds
Oh.
normally without straining yourself.
That's insane.
Pretty good.
What's that? Just
What about
under a
14
ton,
what
right?
about 14
A
strength.
ton,
That's
2,000
more
pounds?
than a ton.
Is a ton 1,000 pounds?
I thought a
That's
ton's like
2,000.
2,000 pounds.
Oh, you said 16,000.
You're thinking
Not
of a
1,600.
metric ton.
Oh, maybe that's.
How much can a 14 strength character
350 pounds.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
that's pretty good.
Not terrible.
I'm gonna write that down.
How about
like to know.
9?
75 pounds.
I can
I
lift
don't-
anyone
Carry
up.
Hubert.
You don't need to write that down.
You don't
It's
need
really
to.
important.
You don't need to.
75 pounds.
You don't need to.
Hubert weighs 75 pounds?
No,
Or no,
not
you
yet.
can carry him.
She can carry him.
And I can carry him.
And if you were doing a strength check roll, you could lift up to 150 at 9. And Thomas, if you had to make a check, you could lift up to 500 pounds.
So that 16,000 person could. Just,
With a strength success check, they could lift up to 32,000 pounds.
Oh my
That's
God.
like
a building?
Yeah, that is.
doesn't make any sense. You should just
Godbound.
I mean,
Start-
it's fantasy, yeah.
Yep.
start putting everything in strength.
You look at
I
Zook
am,
Noodle,
yeah,
you look
yeah.
at all the people at
Still
Zook Noodle, and
unlikely
you
to
start
raise
lifting
money
that
Some
out.
sort of spell.
Magical items or
Yeah.
You have a
Okay.
kid.
So we got a map through the marsh.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got some sort of. This riddle could lead to like
Death.
death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. Huber has to tell us what culinary is. Or
Yeah.
culinary.
Okay, well,
Culinary.
we'll work on that.
What is
And you were having your men fix shit.
Yeah, they finished.
They did that.
Oh yeah, then we gotta storm the gates of Enchante.
Well, if
We're done
they're
with that now.
skilled with labor, then we
There
won't
must
have
be
to
s-
hire laborers for the airship.
Ooh, there you go.
yeah,
You guys.
and
sure
it'll
save
give
some
us
money.
it'll give us numbers if the dwarves go poking around.
Mert, let's start a separate tracker on your character sheet. Anywhere you've got a little bit of space.
Okay.
This is the task completed for your labor force.
Okay.
And the more they complete will benefit the complexity of the projects they can take on. So put put one tally mark down there. Because they've built like a dwelling, so that they've gotten their first project.
All right. You want me to put like a tally on what it was?
No,
Just the one tally.
I won't let you add tallies unless it's significant. So yep.
Okay, so we're gonna raid Vincent's home.
Mm-hmm.
Hubert's gonna do some research,
Yep.
and then we can peace out.
We can leave this town better than when we showed up.
Oh yeah.
That's what Artemis is all about.
Yep.
Before we go to Vincente. Wait, is that the next thing?
Yep.
Okay. I want to make sure I cast my spellbound weapon spell.
Okay.
Do I succeed?
I rolled an 18, but I don't know what you
Okay,
rolled.
Then I do.
But why did you roll a d20, Mert?
It's just for fun.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think you actually
There's
had to
no
roll
roll.
for that.
No, there is no roll. But I thought it was funny because right after I said it, you rolled.
Yep.
Okay.
You succeeded.
Rolling is contagious.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
The
Do you-
plan, we walked
do you
up.
go the four of you, or do you take the band of 51?
Of
Oh,
course,
we-
we're taking the men.
We saw what happened in Olvin's. That just four of us we might be able to handle it, but why do that?
We're taking the boys.
Okay.
We have to see what's going on here.
There's no sneaking in.
We're sneaking in.
All right.
What if they just don't let us in?
There's
Then
55
we let
of us.
ourselves in.
Alright.
We are the law in this town.
Starting now.
Yeah,
And we have the number.
we got some numbers.
All right.
Yep, so they see us walking up.
They do.
52D.
At as you near the gate, the guards posted on top just kind of call out and says, "What is the meaning of this? Who are you people?"
Who's the guy? Who's the contact's name?
Ooh, yeah, I don't know.
Would I have remembered him?
You would have.
The
Maybe I
The
don't know if I
guard.
wrote it down.
Oh.
Eustace. Eustace.
sure. There you go.
Well, then I'll let you speak.
So
You
we're
go.
Where's Eustace?
yeah.
Where is he? What have you done with him? Alright, that's you.
Oh, is Eustace there?
There's a guard named Eustace. Yes.
May we speak to him?
He has been detained for the Lord's displeasure, Lord Horatio. He cannot come to your summons as of now. But you must disperse this
Well then.
rabble that you have.
Well, then maybe speak to the Lord. What's the physical surround? What's the
Yeah.
layout of this
Okay.
right now?
So it's it's smack dab in the middle of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my city map?
Right
I need to
there.
take a look. Okay. Yep, so there's one street that runs along the northern edge of the castle, one along the south. There's an outer wall that kind of denotes a little bit of courtyard slash kind of land in between where the castle structure is and the kind of surrounding perimeter. So you're at the gate leading to kind of this outer layer, and then there's a second gate to get into the castle itself. There's no like open area to just like move.
So we're faced with a gate.
You're faced with two gates,
and we're not gonna like get through the gate by force.
Well,
what?
Not without siegecraft or.
Are we prepared to start sieging?
We needed that 20 strength.
There must be a key
Or do we have spells or
something?
But I mean, like.
But this guy is on our side of the
These
gate
guys,
or the other side of the gate?
Can you
He's
summon a
posted
key?
on top.
Top
There's a
of the
little.
Possibly, yeah.
That's a small object.
Yeah. Could happen.
And we don't need it for a long time. You can make it like. But don't you need to like see it?
I would need to see the teeth.
real key.
Yeah.
Why
Well.
would they show it to us?
Well, we kill them.
You have not
Take it
stated
off
the
the
nature
court.
of your business.
We suspect your lord is in league with the Dark Lord, and we will speak to him. Now we can do this the easy way, or the real easy way.
He, you see him like ready a crossbow, and he says, "You are not operating under the authority of the city, and you must leave at once."
Fuck him up.
I mean, he's at range.
What range is he at?
I would say Athena could plink him way easier than I can.
Ooh, actually, hold on.
He's
I have an ability
within
that might
medium
be really
range.
useful
Yeah.
right now.
I mean, I can just fly over the gate.
Is he on a
So
rampart?
that's-
Yeah.
I can teleport to him.
Yeah.
We can do
That's
all
what
sorts of
And I
shit,
can
man.
zap him.
Should just be
Zap
like,
his
aggressive.
gotta
fucking
do some.
ass.
Gotta just do some instant location.
I can only do this once though, so should I do it like just on the other side of the gate, or should I do it onto the rampart?
No, he might have the key or the way to open it.
Yeah, he probably has a way of opening it.
Do it. Do it.
I'll do it.
It's not bad. I like it.
I'd like to ride
that
the lightning
once
on him.
per day. Ride the lightning. Okay, Sean. That is what Thomas wants to do. That good?
That's how I feel about
Or
every
the-
beer.
Pretty much me too.
Okay. So, Thomas, what does riding lightning
Casting
entail?
spell. So
Okay.
I'm outdoors.
Yep.
Nice
I pick 2 points.
weapons.
My space is the first point. Hold on, you guys should back up.
Oh,
But if you didn't,
Oh,
I guess it's
I'm-
too
maybe
late.
you.
But if you did,
I always keep my distance.
Alright. So if you're within 2 yards of me,
Don't wanna be
you take
associated.
1d6 plus 3 damage. Agility check for half.
I suppose we would be up there at least.
yeah. So I'll just negate harm and ignore that.
Alright, then medium range away, I can pick another spot. I zip up into the lightning. First, the bolt strikes at the point and does 2d6 damage. Agility check for half.
Okay.
And then I appear in a second bolt of lightning.
Will be as you say. Need to get the guy ready.
If there's another guy, I'll do something to him.
There's a second guy up on top of the gate.
Was he within 2 yards of the first guy?
Within 2 yards?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, how fitting.
Was he got to make an agility check
Yep.
for half damage? Okay.
And do I roll the 2d6?
Yes.
So I rolled an 8.
He didn't succeed. He's wearing hard leather. I've dealt the damage to him. His buddy is also up here with him. Mang, you have sight on his. You have line of sight on the other guy.
Okay. Does he have like a crossbow as well?
Mhm.
Okay. I will use seize
Okay.
on the crossbow. Up to medium range. Basically, I can move the object up to 20 yards, and if I bring it to me, I can just grab it automatically. If he's holding it, it's a will versus his strength.
Okay. Let's roll off.
9.
His net result was 7. You succeed.
Nice. I'll take that crossbow.
All right. It just flies out of his hands.
Yep.
It's very Jedi type.
Now you can shoot
Yep.
at him.
Okay. Is Bird and Ardith Bay getting involved?
I'm trying to. Is there any way for me to really do anything
I mean,
without?
you're down on the ground right now.
Right. So I'd say I wait for the gate to open.
Okay.
Are the two still standing up there?
They're still standing. Yep.
I can shoot one.
Yep. It's a little bit difficult because they're higher up and there's like a little bit of a battlement, so it'll be made with one bane.
Okay.
Pick your
What's a
target.
bane do?
You've got a bane adds a d6 to the roll, and you subtract the result of the d6.
Okay.
You've got the one that Thomas zapped already, and then you've got the one that Mang disarmed. They're both equally difficult shots. Equally easy, equally difficult. I don't mean to sway.
I guess I'll shoot the one that got zapped.
Okay.
I'll make him my quarry, my hunt prey.
Okay.
So that means I get a boon.
Every
Did they just
person
negate
arriving
them?
in Tibet now is being quarantined for 14 days.
I don't want that to happen if we go to
With a boon that negates the bane. So it's a straight up.
quarantine and we
So it's
leave.
just a-
Yeah.
But you do get to add your agility.
And
Maybe they serve
agility,
sushi
Yep.
in
the
quarantine. though.
agility bonus.
Whatever.
Fresh stuff.
So whatever your
No,
normal
not
attack
fresh.
bonus would be.
I mean, I suppose if something did go wrong.
But I know
Is that
for
just like
range attacks,
postponing?
agility is important.
Yeah.
Doesn't-
Well,
I
I
guess
mean,
it
for my
doesn't really matter
longbow,
to
it
me
just says
if we do it, it doesn't
1d6
have to
plus 1.
That's the damage.
Yeah, I don't.
I haven't. Like,
That's not the
passed off
attack roll.
Specifically for
What's
those
the
days yet or
attack
anything.
roll?
Well, the problem is Ben and Kelly. It's like their non-busy season. We might get postponed to the next year.
No problem. Let me take a look. I thought you add your attribute bonus
Probably
when making,
agility.
when
Isn't it?
making a. Yeah, I think it's agility for ranged attacks.
I think so.
Do I just
Mhm.
roll a.
So
What's
it'd be your d20 plus your agility modifier.
So 15?
Well, that's gonna hit. So you can roll damage.
How bad is this virus really?
It's like pneumonia.
I don't know why I,
I mean,
have this
you
written down.
you'd probably survive,
What is it?
but it'd be a
I'm gonna
shitty
say roll
10 days or
20
whatever.
plus defense greater than 5, get 1d6 extra damage.
Okay.
Challenge roll, find / track opponent with 2 boons.
Yeah. So let's determine. What was the did you roll 16 before adding agility?
I rolled 15 with agility. Because I rolled a 13, and my agility mod is 2.
Okay. So, how much more do you need to be above the defense to get the bonus d6?
I gotta be greater than 5.
Okay, you were not greater than 5 above his defense, so you're not going to get the bonus damage.
But I just get my d6
I
plus
will
1.
use my. I will pray for you.
Oh.
Oh, I only had 1. Dang it! Well, so it's 16.
That still doesn't get
Yeah,
her
no.
greater
I
than
can
5.
only use that once per round.
So I just get the d6 plus 1 then.
Well, I thought your quarry adds d6 damage.
It just gives you 1 boon.
That is a d6. Oh no, then your
But
roll
my-
would be your attack roll would be a d6.
But my boon I thought negated my bane.
Oh
It did.
yes, it did.
Yeah,
So it's just the d6 plus 1. Right?
I believe so.
That sounds right.
So that's 6 damage then.
Let me just make sure
Yeah, that's
about the... Because it's been a while
That's her
since you've-
expert path ranger, right? That gives that. I'm looking
to
up
choose your prey when
ranger.
targeting, tracking, attacking, get 1 boon.
Now, what was your base class?
Hunter.
Hunter. Thank you.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for.
Hunter is the novice path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Hunter is not even in the book.
No, that's probably a special one.
Yeah.
Adam, any idea where the hunter would be?
Yeah.
Where would it be? Occult?
Bred for battle, I think.
I have that. I will find it.
What are
That
we
is
looking
probably right.
up? What are we looking up?
Her novice path. Yep,
What
hunter.
What part of it?
Hunter trait, is that nimble recovery? No. Bleeding strike?
That's when the
Yep.
roll is 20 or higher and beats by 5 or more.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Well, your attacks with weapons, does a bow count as a weapon?
That bow is a weapon.
It deals 1d6 extra damage. Combat prowess.
All the time, yeah.
All the time.
Well, I assume she knew about that.
So you
don't
always
think she
attack
did.
with 1d6 more
So
damage.
you get 2d6 now
Always.
when you're using your bow.
And then it's 12 damage total.
You
There you
put
go.
an arrow through his gullet. As who's the guy in Windhelm that talks about, or he says a sword through his gullet. He's having like the eternal conversation with Ulfric.
Oh my gosh.
You remember that guy's
Yeah.
name?
The War Bear.
Yeah. Okay.
Ulbar for something.
All right.
No, it's a G. Ooh.
Ardith Bay finished off the one you zapped.
Excellent.
Okay.
So now there's just a disarmed man
Yes.
before me.
And he sticks up his hands and says, "I'll open the gate."
Damn right.
Do so.
Okay. He runs down the steps. You see him fumbling with like a lever, and he starts cranking it,
Oh no, not the War Bear.
and the outer gate has been opened
It's an wolf birth.
I walk through with my...
with your men,
With
your
my men.
51 men. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna become
What's
just
your character's name?
Murd.
Oh.
Murd is 51 men.
It's like Ali
Alibaba and the 40
Yeah.
Thieves. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, even Alibaba didn't have this many men.
No.
Got a lot of men. Galmar Stonefist.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
his name.
Yeah. All right. You guys are
So,
into the courtyard.
courtyard, okay.
To get into the keep itself is another gate.
Okay.
There's but now you're all through, and
What happens to the guard who let us in?
that's up to you guys. He's at your mercy.
Are we on ground level or like?
Yeah, you're at your
Does
ground
he
level.
I thought we were
seem
like on a ramp or
like...
No, that you're past.
Alright, Sean.
Okay.
You're past. Yeah.
I clearly dealt with crazed people in Olvin's castle.
Yes.
Does he seem crazed?
This guy.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Just tell him to
Would
flee.
you like
Yeah.
to join my group?
Oh god. The 52 men.
and destroy the
Mert
Lord
knows
of
it's
your
not going to
sworn.
go up
Yeah.
to 3 gold just by adding one man.
Well, I
That's-
imagine it's
yeah.
about 25 men per gold. About.
Ooh.
About.
Yeah.
So we can.
So
we-
74
right.
is that the
Yeah.
sweet spot?
why don't we tell him?
Yeah.
We stop!
Yeah.
Why don't we tell him we're not just here to like loot the entire house and say like we're here specifically
Yes, we aren't really
To
here
root
to.
out
We're not here to steal or
dark
take anything.
forces that have overtaken the Lord. And
We
perhaps
want
some
to.
of
We
his
want to
army.
help you, your household that we have heard
Okay.
is in disarray.
He says, "Let me go inside and tell them that."
Okay.
But
Oh,
this
whoa,
is-
whoa.
You believe
This
this guy?
This isn't going to look good. They're all going to come out for battle, and there'll be a great bloodbath
I
if
don't
you keep
believe
at it this way.
shit. I'm gonna
Is there
incite
another
his
way?
ass.
Is there a thing like that?
I want to know what he's thinking.
Okay,
Is, that
go
a-
ahead.
is there insight in this game? Or you have a power?
There's intellect.
Well, I can read his body language.
Yeah. Okay.
What sort of roll is that?
Posing will.
Then let's oppose. 16.
You crushed his will.
Good.
Yeah, he rolled a 2 and he got a +1.
Oh,
so
goodness.
he has a 3. So
He has no will.
okay, I'll give you a nice, cool effect here, Artemis.
Nice.
You'll be able to just kind of like more than just get a feeling. You'll kind of just see what his thought process is.
Good. Because I could have cast Read Minds.
Okay.
I did.
You basically are getting the effect of that
Nice.
without using up the spell. So he is sincere. You can tell he's going to go to the Lord's daughter inside the castle, Olivia, who he feels can be trusted. And you don't sense any betrayal or anything like that. So he seems earnest about this.
So you go in, and what do we do?
Well,
Do you come to get us? Do you let us in another way?
I promise I will return for you, and tell you what the response is. But I will be sure to communicate. You are not here to usurp power or anything of that nature, but you are here for this stated purpose you have given.
Mm-hmm.
Should one of us go with him?
No, I trust him.
All right.
Oh.
You trust. Okay. He disappears into the castle. About 5 minutes later, he comes back. He's with a few extra guards now and a stately-looking young woman. She approaches your party, and what'd you guys do with the dead guy up on the rampart? Is he just? He's probably still up there. Okay.
Bleeding.
Yeah.
Making a scene.
He's the one who really wouldn't let us in, though.
The real asshole.
He was corrupted.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
He was corrupted by
But
the
he was
Dark
definitely
Our
talking.
story now is that he was corrupted.
Lord. Yeah, we could sense it.
After Olvin's house, we feared it.
He defied our legion.
She
We definitely show her some sort of respect for.
Okay. How would
That's a
how do you
position.
how would you show her some sort of
Murder
respect?
the 52 men all kneel down.
We put all our weapons.
Okay, that's good.
Sheath all of them. That clearly we're not.
Simultaneously.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
video game. You hit the X button and they okay. She asks who leads your party.
That's a good question.
We never really thought
I
about
mean,
it.
numbers wise,
Well,
I do,
I am-
but I'm not.
I'm Olivia Vincente, and
We are each individual.
I think you have come at an opportune time, but time is short.
An opportune time for what?
What
So,
goes on?
so you leave your question unanswered.
I'll say
Oh, who leads?
Mm-hmm.
I'll
What
say
does it matter?
I spoke to Eustace about
Yeah.
the disarray of the castle.
Okay.
He said he might have spoken to you.
Some of the guards that are with her kind of look at each other and then to her, and it looks like they kind of have like sad looks on their faces, and she says, "Ah, yes." She like kind of draws in closer so she can speak in a hushed tone. Well, I'll assume kind of like the four of you are at the forefront,
Yeah.
and the 51 men are kind of a little bit further back.
Yeah.
Okay. She says, "My father has gone mad. He has been so for some time. However, this scene you've stirred up has, I think, triggered a moment of lucidity with him, at least for the time being. But you must understand, my father has not been the master of our house for some time. There is a vampire within named Grayson LeChance who has been long influencing him.
And he lives here?
He has become the true master of the household.
So not the Dark
Now-
Lord.
I have come with a message that only the leaders of this party are to be admitted into the audience chamber. And understand that there would be much death on both sides for you to force your way in. The vampire is strong, but perhaps just the four of you, if you were to come in, you may be able to overwhelm the vampire within the hall.
So who asked for audience? Your father? Or the,
Yes,
or the
but
vampire?
Grayson LeChance is also present in that room.
Now, how about the guards at the castle? Are they split? Or do they just do as they're told?
All of the guard captains are under the command of Grayson LeChance. But there are many who are still loyal to what my father used to believe in.
And so it was Grayson who silenced Eustace.
Yes, and I ask that you would not give undue violence towards my father or anyone else in the household, for they have been pacified by promises of eternal life that the vampire has promised. And know that you will face other vampires within should you storm the castle.
Now, So this is not the first house we've encountered that's been under some kind of dark influence, but we believe the others had some ties to Zooknul. Have you heard that?
I do not know
before?
if this man who came to our house, perhaps a year ago it was, he has never spoken anything of Zooknul, but this could be a secret that he has long withheld.
Did he appear just recently?
A year.
A year ago he arrived.
Okay. Alright.
Well,
We will slay this vampire.
and I will send my men back to the temple. I will give them the day off.
Alright.
They've done good.
Does the vampire know why we've come?
Do we want the men to wait like nearby in case something goes wrong?
They will never be allowed entry.
No.
Not until we've gained control of the situation. You would have over 100 men to deal with were you to enter the castle this way. And I would not see them slain.
Alright.
There are many good men among them.
I send them back.
Okay. But I would do what you can in this final minute before we enter to make ready. It is a charged atmosphere within.
How do
Does
you
he
kill
know
a
why we've
vampire?
come?
Grayson LeChance simply knows that there is a influential force asking questions. It is my guess that he will treat you courteously and look for a chance to either ambush, poison you, or subdue you. But I am simply instructed to bring you into the Great Hall.
Okay. Alright, so you go to talk to him. We present the snow globe as a gift to this powerful individual. I'll just activate it. He gets sucked in. We take it outside in the sunlight. We
Yeah.
bring him back out. He's done.
That's a good idea.
Game over.
Hold on, how do you
If he
activate it?
accept, as long as he accepts it.
Telekinesis.
Yeah,
He
yes.
turns the.
Yeah, the little knob on the bottom.
It is.
So all he has to do is hold it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has to touch it.
Do you even have to touch it, or do you just have to be
You,
near
you
it?
have to be like
Close.
within
You just
5
gotta
feet
be
or
close.
something.
We
Yeah.
just throw it at him like a Pokeball.
Well, we don't want to break
Donk!
I mean, he might be fast. And then if it misses,
You don't
it's
take
better if he's like, oh, good.
it. Sounds good.
That's what we'll do.
Okay.
You will have to sheathe your weapons for appearances. In fact, if you can conceal them, that would be even better. You may be asked to surrender them before entering.
Well, that's fine with me.
Oh yeah, because you can just
Yeah.
spawn it.
Mine's
Alright.
a little more difficult.
You wouldn't deprive an old man of his.
Snow globe.
That's. I'll act like mine is that
'Cause
way.
you don't require an implement for casting spells, do you?
I don't think so. Mine doesn't.
Yeah, yours does.
Oh wait, I guess you're right. You're right.
I guess. You're right.
What are they thinking?
I mean, yeah, if I can cast focus mind, I don't need it. But
Right, that's what I
I'd
was
rather
thinking.
have the stick.
That's
So
what I
do
was
you have a little wizard staff?
Yeah, I have a staff.
Gosh, I don't know if you've ever really mentioned that.
thinking. No.
I have a staff.
And I have a glaive.
Is
And I have a bow.
That seems more notable.
Yes, it does.
Is
It's a little more threatening.
Yeah.
is the glaive your implement?
Yeah.
Is it the king's glaive?
I don't think it's the king's glaive.
Probably not the king's thing.
Alright.
No.
Alright,
Well, I will sheath it for sure. And
okay. So Thomas, he's definitely getting rid of the most
offensive looking.
conspicuous weapon.
Yeah.
He doesn't
He's
have to
got
bring
like
his
a
great
great
sword
sword.
in with him. You have a staff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mert, you said you sheathe your glaive? Okay.
Big glaive on your
Do you have
It's
any
on,
other
it's on my back.
do you have any other melee weapons with you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, is anything gained by me not having my sword, but he has a glaive on his back?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Because yours
Should I
looks
just
more
keep it?
threatening.
Doesn't really matter if you keep it or not.
I guess not. Well, it's an action. An action that could be spent cutting down a vampire.
Well, they might not let him walk in with the glaive.
Right.
Okay, alright.
Ardith Bay, do you have any means to conceal your longbow?
Not really.
Okay.
puts a bunch
Are you just
of
gonna sling it
grass
on your
it.
back and look friendly, or
Yeah.
okay?
I mean, I'll stay towards the back of the group too.
Yeah,
Anyway.
just nice low key. Right
Yeah.
there, don't mind me. All right. You're brought to the inner gatehouse. You see some of these guard captains that were mentioned to you. But Olivia kind of stands at the forefront and says, they're here to speak with our Lord. And, okay, they kind of glance at the four of you.
We try to look as not intimidating as possible.
Yes.
Slouched a little bit. So.
Okay. They ask for the three of you to surrender your weapons at the gatehouse here.
Him too?
Those
Well,
three,
this
yes.
isn't a weapon, it's my walking stick.
Yeah, he didn't actually sheath his. He was still walking with
I-
his.
I'm walking with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a will with 2 banes.
Crush his will.
Got it.
Yes.
I'll pray for you. I rolled another 6.
Okay.
So 1 bane.
That is a total of 14.
Okay. Because you know,
It negates. I realized that.
right? Yeah, you didn't need to roll
Yeah.
there.
I realized that after I
14.
said it.
Okay. All right. But as for you,
Okay. Can I trust you that my weapon will not be confiscated?
of course, you are under the Lord Vincente's courtesy.
Okay.
And your bow.
Give it over, I guess.
Hubert is with Golk at the library. Okay. Okay, you are granted entry into the castle. You've noted, Merrick, the reports that Eustace gave you. There are no noticeable windows or ports of any kind letting in natural light into the halls. Even in the daytime, it is quite dark within the passageways.
Curtains are making sense now.
You go past several patches of guards and basically, suspicious shifting glances at you as you're led up to the Great Hall. There's kind of a general charged atmosphere of unease here, and you enter in to the Great Hall. You had an escort of 4 well-armed and well-armored guards, and there are 6 more of them in here. So you count 10 total, armed in such a way. And as you enter, you're in a 3-pillared room. So there's like 2 columns of 3 pillars going down the row of the length of the room. There's a feasting table right kind of where you come in, but going beyond that, there's a rolled out carpet leading to a raised dais where there is a high seat. You see an older, kind of glassy-eyed man sitting on the throne, and a handful of nobles kind of to his sides on both sides, left and right. So there's about maybe 8 other people kind of standing nearby in attendance to him. And he says, "Come closer." Now, he's able to stand, and he introduces himself as Lord Horatio Vincente. And as you draw to about 10 yards away from the throne, your guard escort stops you, and he sits back down in his seat, and he says, "I must take objection to your claims that some dark lord rules over my house. As you can see, I am quite able to take visitors, and House Vincente is as strong and proud as it ever has been."
Yes, our apologies. It seems a rumor has gone wild.
Who are you that you would come before the castle with such accusations? Are you affiliated with one of the great houses yourself?
Not specifically, no. We are crusaders, perhaps you might say, wandering the land in search of great deeds. We heard a rumor and came to investigate. Please accept our apologies, and if I may, offer a trinket.
Okay. Straight up will.
Straight up
Yep,
crushing
no,
will.
No banes.
10.
Okay.
Can you pray for him?
That's all you need.
Yep.
Technically, I can. Yes.
Oh.
A 2.
Thanks.
So 12.
He rubs his face and says, well, since you find the matter resolved, normally I would be more inclined to anger or to press charges for such falsehoods, but you do seem sincere. And I can tell you are no base peasants, but have clearly distinguished yourselves. I understand that you command a small army outside the gate.
I do.
Yes, they are fellows who have joined our cause.
Well, a token, you say. He kind of leans forward a little bit and peers at. Are you holding the globe?
Oh yeah, I'll take off the globe,
Okay.
and I'll take a few steps forward.
All right. After like 2 steps,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guard captain kind of puts an arm in front of you.
I'll just hold it up.
All right. He kind of calls for one of the nobles standing nearby him. They have some hushed words, and the noble approaches you. Okay. He lifts up the snow globe, takes a look at it, and starts walking towards his master.
Okay, I'm gonna use focus mind. So this doesn't require anything. It's just
Okay.
activate, so I can use psychic spells without speaking. Can you pray?
Yep. Or the 1.
That's all I needed.
You can
Thank
pray
you.
endlessly.
No, it's a triggered action, so around. So around is 6 seconds.
Yeah. This has been around since
Yeah, that's
you
why
would have last. Yeah.
So for the next minute, I can cast psychic spells without speaking.
Okay.
Which one do we suspect is the vampire?
Yeah, it's
We
grayscale.
don't know.
Well,
Who's
we'll take all of them.
Who's
She-
physically
well,
in the room?
Olivia told you his name was Grayson
Yeah.
LeChance.
No one introduced
So you can
himself as Grayson.
no.
Do we see any pale motherfuckers?
If there's an old man, right?
The noble who took it doesn't look like.
Is
Well,
there a guy in
here's
the
the thing.
corners?
There's 6 people in the room other than the Lord who aren't clearly like big brute guards.
Right.
There's 3 female and 5 male.
Okay.
Okay, hold on now.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Read Mind. So I can hear like surface thoughts and emotions.
But
Of
the
everyone.
noble
Of
is the
everyone.
one person that Vincent talked to. This one noble is a specific
Yeah,
one
he
he chose.
spoke to one to come accept the gift and bring it in.
I'll scope them out.
Okay.
So can you jump between minds here?
Yeah, I'm hearing like everything. I can focus on one and roll int versus will to learn like the most important thing they're thinking about.
Okay.
Seems useful.
Yeah, you
I thought I should have taken it, but
you didn't, did
no.
you, Mert?
Well, I figured
Are any
we
of them
were
thinking about Eustace.
No, only you.
You love Eustace.
Yep.
He's dead.
That's why
I don't know
he
that.
wants
We
revenge.
technically didn't get confirmation, but there
Oh,
was
weren't they all like
there were a lot of
crying?
hints. There were a lot of
There's
hints.
sad
like,
faces.
Weepy.
There were
Here's a
many
weepy face.
hints.
They were what? Hey?
Emoticon.
All right. In that, so you cast the spell.
Yes.
And there's no like opposed or anything like that. It's just
If I want to focus on one to really like dive deep, it is opposed.
But if he's
Otherwise,
just surface,
yeah, I'm surface.
okay. Okay, you instantly get like from like the Lord himself
Yeah.
on the chair. It's just like he's picking up like it's like picking up like tons of like static and interference. Like there's just tons of things inside of his brain just assailing him. So something's clearly going wrong with the Lord there.
Okay. It's like Phil.
Yeah, it just
Phil's mind.
right.
Static.
Yeah. And well, interestingly enough, it's all pretty blank for the other ones, with the exception of one other person in the room.
Thinking about necks and blood and stuff.
So pretty much,
Yeah.
he hears static or nothing except for this
Yeah,
one person.
right. There's a sallow gentleman in the corner, kind of like leaning against like a pillar in the back.
So this was not one of the noble ones that were
He's-
standing.
He is one of the 8, but he's actually furthest away from the Lord. And
Oh,
he's just,
Particularly
yeah.
sallow.
Yeah.
It's tricky, man.
The sallow man.
But how do you communicate to
Meaning
us
he's
which one?
very far away
Or he's very yellow.
from the
Okay.
whatchamacallit.
Well, I'll cast share thoughts then.
With him?
No, this is
With
I can
us.
communicate with any of you without talking. So I'll tell all of you which one's the vamp boy.
Okay. Which means he's very far away from the snow
Is that
globe.
two-way communication?
I don't know. Let me look. Yeah. Yeah. You're good.
I think as if to say,
Yeah.
how powerful are vampires?
Yeah.
Let's assume it's the most powerful thing we've ever fought.
Yeah.
Okay. The Lord holds it in his hands. He just looks at it blankly and he says, "This gift is accepted." And he hands it to the same attendant who brought it to
The
him.
noble.
Yeah. And the noble just kind of stands there holding it. And he says,
Should have used Pokeball Strand.
Oh, no, we didn't know that until
Me
after.
just turning and throwing this at this guy in the
The
corner.
sallow fellow.
Broken.
Yeah, that would have
The
been.
dragon would be unleashed.
Oh, yeah.
well, you actually don't know what would happen
No.
if
He
you
would have caught it.
Likely, yes.
Yeah, possibly, but
Catch.
He says, well, for the gift and to cement strong new bonds, knowing that there is no ill will between us, I was just about to have my midday meal and asked that you would join me.
In our minds, we're going, is it going to be blood? Lots of
I
and
blood?
all I get is static from him.
From the Lord?
The Lord, yeah.
The frequency of the static changes for a little bit.
No.
But if you want to like zero
I'm gonna
in,
dive deep.
okay,
on the Lord.
you have a chance to dive deep.
I'm
here.
gonna dive deep. Well, I rolled a 6,
Okay,
so let's see what he rolled on his will.
yeah.
Maybe he has no will.
I guess I can.
Maybe
I
he has like a
can,
negative
I can
8
pray.
will because he's just
Okay.
a husk. He is a husk.
It's an unsuccessful zoom in.
Okay.
I would say I can pray, but I don't know if I can help much of that. You rolled real bad.
Yeah.
Our minds are going, do we join?
I don't know. It seems
Or do we just strike?
if we refuse, yeah, he might just kill us. If we go with, he'll kill us by feeding us poison or something.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big battle though without your men.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And she doesn't have her bow.
Are there windows here? Like they sealed them up with stone?
They are. There's like heavy curtains.
Oh, the heavy curtains.
Yep.
Okay, Sean.
Tear
How
those
far are how far away are we from?
If you're
The
asking this
nobles.
kind of question, I'm gonna set up the.
It'd be
Maybe that would be.
it would be
okay.
probably good.
Yeah.
All right.
Just to picture.
Yeah.
I can probably like yank down the curtains or something. We can maybe get the vampire to flee, but that still leaves
Correct.
a lot of problems.
Well, that doesn't also that doesn't
And
solve the problem.
And you guys are glaveless.
Yeah, he does.
I'm without glaive. Yeah.
I can
That's
make it.
like you left it outside the whole room, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can make it
Damn,
sleep in
dude.
here.
I think it might be our best bet to try and leave, and then rather than striking immediately.
Why don't we have a meal with this guy?
You want to have a meal with this guy?
Maybe
He's
the
gonna
vampire.
fucking knock your ass out and eat your ass.
While we're
He'll be
eating?
munching on your asshole.
You think we're gonna walk to a worse situation than we're in right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we see the exit right now.
Right now we're
We know the way out. Who knows where he would take us for a meal?
But if it's just us and him,
It's not just us and him. He's gonna have like 30 guards.
He's got, what, 6 guards and 8 other
There's
nobles?
10 total guards in here, and then
10
yeah.
guards
Well,
and
And then the
might as well-
nobleman.
no matter what, you might as well turn the snow globe and get a few of
Are
these
the
guys out.
guards technically all the same,
Well,
Sean?
okay, I mean,
Like,
if
they're-
we're gonna
none
do
of them are-
something, that's
Yeah,
how
they
we'll
are.
start.
Okay.
But really, that just gets rid of the useless people, the nobles.
You want
and the
some more
lords.
zombies?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go
There you
for. Yeah. So I think I've got 2, 4,
I think if we get in a fight in
6.
this room, at least one of us is gonna die. That's what I think.
I have electric eel skin.
Okay, maybe you won't
If
die. I
I'm
don't
touched, if I'm touched by metal, they drop their weapon.
So Sean, we are not at all close to
But the
level
vampire,
3
if he's really that.
of our
Religion?
religion, are we?
Um,
Is there some way to like tap into
So, I
it
mean,
for
are
a
you
moment?
thinking
level?
Do we
No.
fight? Or
No,
do
I
we
mean
flee?
like it. I prayed according in my
I
mind.
think try and
Be-
politely leave.
Fill me for a moment.
Yeah, that's still an option.
Right.
My
and
level
then
3
we
power is
evaluate.
all I want right now.
Is this where we want to die over this House Vincente? If this isn't even Zukno, what do we really care?
No, I don't want to fight,
Mhm.
but we might be forced to.
Right.
If he doesn't allow
Well, because
us.
if we leave,
Let's- So we try to politely decline and just see. what
Right,
he says.
okay, so you want to lead with that.
yes. But what do we say? What are we saying?
Just say, well, we have other things to attend to.
Yes. We'll say if there is no threat or problems here, that we must go where there are, and so for that we will sadly take our leave.
I bid you good day.
And I'll bow.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, you're escorted back outside. You're given.
Our weapons are returned.
You're returned to your weapons, and yeah, you're back in the street.
Can't you make sunlight or something?
That's my.
Can't you do anything?
That's
cool?
what my third level
All you
power
do is
is.
pray.
He needs to come back in like a couple of sessions, and he'll be ready to just melt his face, but he's not quite there yet.
No.
It doesn't seem good to leave this situation.
No.
And now we don't have our snow globe.
Oh yeah, you gave that away.
I know. You were all on board with the plan.
Yeah, that's when I thought there was just gonna be him and the
Right,
vampire.
Right, that's what we all thought.
Yep, yep.
Then you still gave it to him.
But
Well,
the vampire.
We didn't know the
is
vampire
cunning.
was
He's cunning.
We didn't know the vampire was hanging out in the corner
Okay.
like a
killing a
freaky
vampire then.
Grima.
So we can research that a bit. I mean, we probably all know the stereotypical.
You do. But it's
Answers.
good to have hard answers too.
It's the thing. The reason we didn't bring all my men was she believes because of the control, a lot of people would die.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but
Was
if,
Dalk in that snow globe?
no.
Okay.
He hasn't been there for some time.
What if they learn it and they end up harnessing that dragon?
We're gonna take care of this situation.
We have to.
Right now or like a while from now?
I think right now.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it before we leave town.
Oh,
Let's see.
there's the good roll. I mean, better than the other ones.
This guy's never gonna leave the castle. Eustace was killed for trying to
We don't
leak
know
info.
Yep.
You know he's dead.
He's dead.
He's
though.
dead or he's like some ghoul. At night he might leave, so we could do a stakeout.
Does anyone have stealth abilities?
Probably
Or
that'd be
does.
like the closest.
You can fly.
Yeah.
Well, does it help us? You can get over the gauge, right?
Yep.
Challenge rolls to hide or sneak with 1 boon.
That's something.
I wonder what your unseen servant can do.
Well, he's not invisible. He just doesn't
I
have
guess
a
the
face.
the question is when we ask for our weapons, if we would refuse, what do they do? Are they gonna fight us right there?
They wouldn't let us.
But
in.
then would he?
They won't let us in.
It's still a bloodbath. What's the
Yeah.
point of that?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, we wouldn't. Then they just.
They suspect we have violent motives.
I don't know if we can avoid the violent motives.
Well, we need some.
Surely you can convince somebody that there's a vampire taking control of this.
Well, that's yes.
This,
I mean,
this is an enemy of Cordan, right?
yes, but the city as well.
Yeah, right.
But how do we? I mean,
What
but it's
proof
going to be a
do
We
bloodbath.
don't have any proof.
No,
Is there a way we can talk to what's the daughter's name?
Olivia.
Olivia.
Could we get her to testify at a town meeting or something? That would work.
That will take too long.
And even
Yeah.
then, if there was some sort of violent opposition, probably the Lord would die. Plenty of people would die
Right.
because the Force is not going to have that sort of
No.
discretion. I think we stake it out, but that's
Learn
me.
the patterns. Yeah, like see the comings and goings.
All right,
This
and I-
badass is not sitting 24 hours in
Now,
the castle.
now that we
he's going
know
somewhere.
what he looks like, we know what he looks like.
Mm-hmm.
He's sallow and all that.
We see a bat flying out of the castle at night,
Yeah, we just
Well,
watch
no.
for a couple days. We see.
and then you strike him with
patterns.
lightning as he's flying around.
And a bow.
That's a good shot.
Yeah. The other idea, I like that idea, but I'd like to talk to Gulk about
Yes.
anything he has that could conceal weapons. If he knows of any or in town
Do you
while he's been.
do you pull in from the library? It's like 1 in the afternoon.
Yes.
you know.
Oh yes. Without a doubt.
Okay. Huh?
How are you doing, Gulk?
Oh,
We're
I was just taking a little nap while Hubert does his thing.
too much time at the brothel as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. He requested sabbatical. He was getting sick of. Yeah, that's
maybe
right. He had
that's
his
where I
research
find
break.
him. That's maybe where
Yeah.
I find him.
He comes stumbling
Oh,
out of
boy.
some bar.
Make yourself
Red-
decent,
Red
Gulk.
Garter,
It's okay.
yeah.
I
He
Stumble
jumps
out
in
of
the
Red
river
Garter.
for a moment and comes back out.
a cold shower
Yeah.
quick.
He says,
Oh boy.
"All right, let's start from square 0 and 1.
One.
Yes.
There's been a lot going on, Gulk. But long story short, there's a vampire in the
Oh,
castle in the middle of the city. He has
sounds
control.
terrible.
Yes. It was a bit intimidating even for us.
Yeah, I mean, vampires. That's like the stuff of, you know.
Nightmares.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's your plan?
Well, our problem was they took our weapons away.
That's not even.
And dealing with him, they have a massive. We were trying to avoid a bloodbath, but also if we have to fight, we're trying to figure out how to
Mm-hmm.
deal with that. So,
Yeah.
we're trying to look at all the angles.
We need some.
Well,
So-
you'll probably want Hubert to. You'll probably want Hubert to take a look, see what it says about.
Vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there a way to like make us immune to his like attacks or something?
Well, it didn't seem like we were affected by
Can we
him
just
at all.
repel
I don't know
these
how his effect happened to the rest of them, but we weren't
Well,
feeling any of that.
Usually, a vampire feeds on someone,
Right.
and they become his servant.
Like,
So-
we
Sure,
walk in there
sure
with
he's got
garlic on
plenty
our
of
necks.
fresh chattel in that castle.
Oh, of course. There was a lot surrounding us.
Yeah, that's a bad situation.
It is. It is.
I mean, yeah, if he leaves, that would be probably your best bet. I mean,
That's what we're hoping for.
taking him on in his home turf there, that won't be easy.
So, does garlic and all that, does that work?
Yeah.
That old wives' tale?
I mean, I hope so. I mean, that would be pretty simple. Just get a bunch of that and just charge in there.
The wooden stake.
Couldn't we get like all the priests of the city to surround the castle and like consecrate it?
Oh,
It's possible. Or at least maybe that would make him flee from the castle.
Yeah.
We could do
Or
that.
if we could simply, are the curtains? They're inside.
Maybe
he's
it's-
always in that room though.
No, that's true. But we know he's there in the castle.
We take all of the curtains.
you had luck assassinating that one guy.
Yeah.
He's human.
Oh, right.
Quick, easy.
I mean, I could. Depends like how instantly a wooden stake kills a vampire. It seems kind of hard to pound a stake into
I mean,
anybody.
it might not kill him at all.
It might not even
Does the
be
silver-
effective.
That's
He might be
real.
too.
Silver tip thing work
Ooh, silver. That's a good
Dread.
weapon.
for vampires?
Yeah. Again, we're using all this in real life mythology of vampires.
Right,
not-
Movie or something where they try a stake.
we're dealing where D&D is real right now.
Castlevania anime where they try a stake and it doesn't work, or I don't know. I'm thinking of something.
There's a lot of different lores out there.
Vampires too
Well,
powerful.
we
You guys
Yeah.
need to get.
We can have.
They've
Hubert-
overcome their weak, the
Hubert.
common
Hubert.
I mean,
weakness.
hey, if we consecrate the castle, that would be pretty.
While
good.
we
I
stake
think
it
that
out,
could be a good attempt.
while we stake it out, we have Hubert research vampire
Information.
information.
Okay, that's fine.
So I asked Gulk to go. Just tell him that, and then you can go back to his offer. You
All
don't
right.
want to do the consecrate idea,
No, I like the consecrate idea.
but you want to stake first.
You just add
Well, no,
anything
it's like 1
guaranteed to work.
p.m. I think we should work on the consecrate and talk to the priest.
So we'll
and
go.
tonight. We'll
That will be
stake
our
it out.
our journey, our next after that. Have Gulk go research, and we will talk with the priests.
Okay.
Make them all aware of what goes on in their city.
Well, I assume you'll start by going to the priest of Cordan.
Of course.
Okay. You've gotten to know him pretty well now. You've been a regular attendee at
I
the
don't
temple.
know him by his first name, but I know him as the
All right.
priest of Gordon.
Well,
And you should go to the Stell and Norith,
And Yuda.
and I
Wolf.
will function
Yes.
as the nihilist priest.
There you go.
Do you have that ability?
I don't know.
Consecrate?
We're gonna find out.
Is consecrate
You will
a
try.
I'll just copy what the others are doing. I'll just change it. Instead of Cordan, I'll say nihilist instead.
okay.
No one will hear it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
it's-
let's get garlic just in case. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. We might as well try it,
Mm,
right?
I mean,
Sure.
I suppose.
The priest, you now know his name.
Okay.
His name is Gabriel.
Gabriel. Okay.
And he says, truly? A vampire ruling over House Vicente?
For 1 year. Or he entered 1 year ago and has been working since then.
How did we grow so lax? Lose our vigilance against the darkness?
That's how it works.
I do not doubt your tale, but moving against a vampire is no easy task. Even when he is a known foe.
A known
Known
skull.
Skull, yeah.
Yes. What would you have us do?
Well, that is why we wondered if we can, if unite all the temples, all the gods together, if we could at least somehow, even if it's not a full expelling, but just force him out of there. We could deal in there. His power is great.
Yes.
So we had thought of trying to consecrate the castle, and maybe that even if it would just be for a moment, that he would need to flee. Such as
An ecumenical effort is not unheard of within the domain, and this would be something I believe that would persuade the others. I will draft a letter and see that it is circulated quickly.
okay. Thank you, Gabriel.
Yes. I hope to have an answer for you by sunset.
All right.
I will go back to the meditation chamber
Okay.
and try
Think
and
of-
commune with nihilists for
Okay.
some guidance here.
All right. I'll take an intellect and a will check.
Okay.
This time I can't
Well,
pretty.
I'll use feat of wills, so it's 2 wills.
All right.
Because I like that will. 8. Crit.
Nice.
That works.
So that's a crit for the will.
Well, that would.
Well, yes, technically.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get the intellect check too.
It was 8.
Oh, I see. 8 and a crit. Okay. We'll do it this way. You've gained an encyclopedic knowledge of real vampires. So you'll know quite a bit, because I'll tell you, Hubert is going to spend the next 6 hours in vain going through the library, because it seems as if someone's removed any tomes from there. So
Poor Hubert.
fortunately, you had another conduit to get that information.
How did you get that information?
You
He
don't
goes
know.
to his Cerebro chapel that he goes. Yep.
I consider it more the Darth Vader spot where he takes his mask off and meditates. The Sith meditation sphere. That's where you go.
What does he learn there?
The dark side of the Force.
He already
And
knows
how
the
to-
dark side.
He
Where
gets
did this
stronger
come
in it.
from? No, he doesn't.
It permeates
That's where he
around
like takes
him.
a shit. What are you talking about?
Which movie was this in?
The second one, I
Where
think.
they like
Empire
walk
Strikes
in,
Back.
that guy walks in, his helmet's off, and he's in like this bowl.
Ardith Bay, perhaps
He
you
turns
would
around.
like to try and
Taking a
find some
dump
garlic.
Yes.
A dark side dump.
You are definitely the best suited to find some of the crop, because you are
Like in the wild, like outside of Stanton, or in.
well, yes, outside of Stanton, but you could look inside the city as well.
Stanton has a marketplace, right?
They do.
Well, I'd go there first.
Okay. Here's what I can tell you quickly, Artemis. So, vampires are burned by sunlight. I'll even tell you mechanically, they take 2d6 per round when they're in sunlight. So that's a constant flow of damage. They can transform into a bat shape, and the more powerful vampires can transform into a mist. So that's difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
And as for all of the banes of vampires, recoiling from mirrors, being repulsed by garlic, fleeing from holy symbols, or taking damage from these, you've come to an understanding that none of these cause real harm to a vampire. However, the process of becoming undead leaves most vampires unhinged and filled with irrational superstitions. And so these will often have a psychological effect that is quite helpful in giving them fear or causing them to retreat in certain situations.
That's what we're looking for. Okay.
So that is what your session obtained.
Did he have real weaknesses?
Sunlight is the number
That's
one.
the only one.
I mean, and they
Still
can be felled with mortal weapons, but they have a resistance to them. It will take much more to kill a vampire than a normal person. So
I think we're gonna have to do this consecration at night, because he won't flee out into sunlight.
Right.
So.
But he didn't endure, you think, the
Well,
irritation?
it doesn't hurt him.
Oh.
It's an irrational fear.
Oh.
He won't run from an irrational fear into an actual
Death.
thing that's
pain
So
and death.
sunlight is the only thing like that actually is he has a weakness to.
correct,
From your studies.
Right.
and you can
I
kill
mean,
him
we
with
can-
magic and weapons as well.
Right,
It's
But
just
not
kill
like
him.
not especially.
Right.
All we're really trying to do is get him out
And then
on
what?
his own, and then we butcher him.
How?
And we hack him into pieces.
I mean, 4v1. Like,
No,
how is he gonna put up with
That's,
this?
we're gonna have to. That's
Did you learn if you can turn into a bat for real?
yeah. You
Yeah, and missed.
Yeah. So you can have Ardith Bay perched on a rooftop
Yep.
with garlic arrows
Oh,
ready
actually,
to.
I know where to-
I mean, if he turns into a mist, we just follow him until
Yep.
he's not a mist.
How does one follow a mist?
Well, you can see a mist.
Okay, it's like your unseen servant, maybe. Like you can still see him.
I don't
Right.
have an unseen servant. I don't know what you're talking
All right.
about.
What do you mean?
You've made it to the
I have an
marketplace.
unseen servant.
Don't you?
No.
Um,
I have a
Post
That's
conversion.
nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Post conversion, I have a faceless servant.
In the
That's fine.
markets,
Tomato.
you're able
it's like
to
a,
kind of
like a
isolate
Mr.
where all the
Reese's.
crops are, where the farmers
What
are.
did you just say?
And
It's just like a guy
you
with no
do
face.
see-
That's what that is.
you do
Mr.
see a
Reese's.
gentleman
That's from
who's
Rick
kind
and
of
Morty.
just,
Like,
he's
not
clearly
invisible
sold a
in
lot
any
that
way.
day. You see
Oh,
he's got a
okay.
mostly
You're
empty
thinking of shape
wagon.
consciousness.
You see there's some
Yes.
onions and
That I
other
want.
things like that in this wagon.
That would solve a lot of our
And
problems.
you've been, is it safe to say you've been asking around a little bit,
Yeah.
looking for the garlic? Everyone keeps
Following my nose.
they've been
too.
pointing you to this guy,
Mhm.
and
Should we,
so he
if
says,
we're all about just the
hail.
fear aspect, should we?
Hail,
I
good
looked
sir.
up these.
Yeah.
Have you by
Should
chance
we,
garlic amongst your crops?
Command it like stereotypical
funny
mob,
you should say.
like vampire
That's
mob,
been
like
one
have,
of my
like,
most
torches and, like,
popular crops lately.
know.
Someone must have
to add to the effect.
really have a
Bring
liking
an
for it in
angry
their
mob
in
to
their
the castle?
dishes
Yeah.
that they were making.
Is that what we want? Like
You want
Same
mine?
person's
consecrated, we got
buying
priests
No,
it.
he's
Yeah.
gonna have people start
Has
firing
been
on
for the
him
past
with
month.
crossbows and stuff.
Who is this
But we
person?
want him to be like afraid, right?
He
That's the consecration.
That's what the consecration is.
he kind of checks a few things.
So he's gonna
Seems
notice.
he has like a
Why would we
rudimentary
just fire
system
at
of
them?
receipts.
Mhm.
Because this is
And
an
he
irrational
says,
fear. He's not irrationally afraid of an angry mob.
Right.
I don't know.
That's Frankenstein.
Correct.
I suppose it shouldn't hurt to tell you. I think it's someone from the Vincente household, but they always have it delivered somewhere else.
Do you know where it's been delivered? I might seek to purchase some offhand from them if I may.
Well, that would be your own business, should you choose to do so. However, I'm at a loss. I always have to remain here manning the stand. I'm not able to follow after them.
Do you know who picks up the garlic and takes it away?
It's a gentleman. Gives you a rough description.
Is it
Sound like
anyone
a
I
salad
recognize?
man.
One of the nobles matches this description.
Is there anywhere I can find it in the wild and harvest it? Or out on the outskirts of Stanton?
Well, it's possible it could be growing, but I could tell you I do have a fledgling crop back at the farm. You could go straight to the source. I wouldn't mind selling it if it's of particular urgency. Are you entertaining a prince, perhaps, or someone who is keen on the flavor?
Of sorts. I would be more than happy to
Prince of
compensate
Darkness.
and
Prince
do
of
the harvest myself to be of no
The
further
movie?
burden to you.
Well, I was going to close up the stand soon. I haven't been selling too many onions today, so if you accompany me, it's only about a half an hour journey to my farm.
That would be great.
Okay. He introduces himself as Hobie.
Hobie.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And
Is the noble, is it the one who, he wasn't one of the main nobles. He wasn't the one who, took the snow blow.
no,
It was
he's
like
just one of the other ones. Yep.
nobles mention garlic.
Yeah. Probably just burying it somewhere.
Mm. Someone keeps complaining about some strong, pungent smell, and people are like, oh.
He's making sure that garlic doesn't fall into the wrong hand.
Our hand.
Yeah, right. Okay. He leads you to his farm, and he does have about, in total, maybe 8 pounds in purchasing it.
Are there any discounts for volume? Bulk purchases?
Well, this is all
What
that
a
I
cheapskate.
this is all that I have remaining.
This poor farmer.
Yeah, we're
this
trying
is
to
all.
kill
Just
vampires.
asking the question.
I mean, she could choose to reveal that, but who knows what effect that might have. He says, I suppose, yes, you are being a good customer, and you did come out all this way, so I would sell it to you for 2 silver pieces.
What a deal.
I mean, it's more expensive than it would normally be, but
Yeah, of course.
it's to the sum of gold you've obtained, it is nothing.
I will take it.
All right. He gives you like a sack to carry it in, and says, "My compliments."
Thank you.
No, I can just
Let
make
you know
like
how the
garlic?
cooking turns
an
out.
entire yard cube full of garlic.
Excellent.
Doesn't it disappear after a minute?
An hour.
But will it have all the same properties?
Yeah,
of real
it's
garlic?
yeah.
legitimate.
Well, then you'll have even more garlic.
But I thought garlic doesn't actually work on it.
It's an irrational fear.
It might have a positive effect.
That's the key.
Where
You guys are trying to gather as many benefits
Positive
as possible.
effect.
I can make it above his head, and all this
Ooh,
garlic.
you can drop garlic on him.
Drop on his head.
Okay.
Okay.
Ardith Bay returns.
What a
And there's
surprise.
probably not many mirrors being made in this city either.
Likely not.
But we got 8 pounds.
Okay.
8 pounds?
Means he must be afraid of it. If he's been having
That's a lot.
That's a lot of garlic.
Hubert,
Heck yeah.
Comes back.
are you guys ready to go to like 6 p.m.?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it? Okay,
for
he
sure.
comes back. He frustratingly relates to you that someone's been clearly either removed the tomes or relocated them somewhere.
It's okay. I've learned what we needed
Alright,
to know.
do you brief Hubert on the
Yes.
situation?
I
Okay.
will fill his head with my knowledge.
Alright,
He's like,
Yeah.
I have peace now.
he does. Yeah. So, you've got a full council here.
Yep.
You receive a messenger from the Temple of Cordan. The acolyte informs you that you will have the cooperation of the temples of Hester, Narissa, Estelle, and Selenar.
Okay.
They will each send a priest.
And
Okay.
Corden.
Well, yes, I mean,
And-
he's already got Cordan, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, North and Zenio either did not respond in time or declined.
Okay.
That's your god.
What do they know about vampires?
Everything.
They are an abomination of nature.
Yeah.
Whereas the nerd would say an abomination of mankind.
Yeah, there
Yep.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well then, I say, what's our time plan? Once the sun goes down,
Once the sun goes down.
where are we doing it? At the front gate, or where do we plan on doing?
I don't know, whatever the priest saying, we have to go
Yeah,
surround
I guess
it or
We will follow their instruction
We-
on that.
Alright.
close together.
Where would you like to meet
Is
the
this
delegation
the same day
of
that we
priests?
approached the house in the first place?
It is.
I think
Mhm.
So things are moving quickly.
Yeah, we're trying
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have the map. Something close to the whatever's very close to the
You
castle.
can have the map.
Ooh, not the. No. Yeah, the Grand Stanton Inn.
Okay.
That's just down the road.
They will meet you there.
Okay. And then we will, once they show up, we will head there.
Okay. Hubert
So-
has ideas as well.
So
Of
do
what to
you
do?
think we should like wear the garlic, like in braided kind of wreaths around
Probably a
our
good idea once we're.
necks, or should I try and?
Hubert also suggests to Ardith Bay in particular to coat at least half a dozen arrowheads in garlic oil, like to get them
Mhm.
saturated with that.
I can do that.
Well, like take a knife to the garlic, get it
Okay,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Otherwise, I think just wearing it around. your neck.
I
Well,
was
that in
thinking.
addition, he thinks you
I
can't
was-
go wrong.
I ask you for at least a couple of them, and I just spear them through my glaive at the top.
And then he starts munching.
You know, just so it's opened up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if he comes close,
yeah.
this breath
I
is
mean,
gonna do
you
it.
got 8 pounds.
got-
I bet I could
You want
braid.
fear? You know,
I could
you don't know.
braid like a wreath for at least the 4 of
You
us.
have the priests necessary to do this, but I don't think it sounds like you'll need to get access into the inner courtyard again.
Oh.
From my understanding of the castle's layout.
Oh,
they
so
may be
what
less
we?
cooperative this time now that you will have less pretense to approach.
You can fly in though, but that's only one of you.
Yeah.
But you can fly in and open the gates.
I can, yeah, there's gonna be.
I
guards at
suppose the
gate,
priests could make their attempt to consecrate it from a bit further away, but hopefully that will be as effective in drawing him out.
but- No. No.
Do you think
we
they
want
put
it to
new
be-
guards? Well, they put new guards on the post.
Yeah.
Well, very likely.
Well, we could deal with that.
I'm gonna find a good sniping perch.
Okay.
I'd like you
Hand
to
Ernest Bay the city map. See if she there's a building. Of some
Tom's
kind
trading
that she
post
could-
is right behind it. I think
Legend,
Ardith Bay
yes.
should snipe the guards that are up there.
Wanna kill more guards?
Alright, I mean, I'm still gonna have to fly.
Okay, Sean,
Yep.
the guard we originally spoke with who let us in
Yes.
was very supportive of
He
the
was.
cause.
He was.
So
yep.
we have to see.
But he didn't want to die.
Well, yes, but he also doesn't. So we have to see. I would say we approach at least that point and see if.
With her in a sniping position.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's just the
okay.
three of us.
Alright.
Not with the 51, so less intimidating.
No.
So is the entrance
And not with the priests. Yeah,
That's fine.
this side or this side?
You guys approached in through this way.
So this is like a main entrance?
Yep.
So if I was hanging out on top of the Tom's trading post, I would be on the wrong side.
And would Tom be okay with that?
Well, does Tom need to know
It's
that I'm
sneaking.
on top of
It's
this
sneaking time.
Well, if you went to like this corner,
He
that would
hears a
actually
little
give you a
mice
fine
on top of
vantage
his
point.
house.
It's not. I mean, this is a representative map. It's not an actual like.
Well,
something-
because like otherwise it's like the guard barracks. What's more noticeable?
Well, right, and you'd be getting the whole barracks, and it would be probably much more difficult to get up onto the roof of that place.
Tom is probably gone to bed already.
I mean, I feel like I'd be standing here on Tom, or I'd be trying to get up to the roof of Tom's trading
Okay.
post.
That's
There's-
a good opportunity.
There's gotta be a sneaky way up on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would look for.
Okay. So
So we approach without the priests. We have them just kind of back. I mean, it's darker out, so they can't really be seen.
okay,
But we tell them let us approach first, and then we will.
all right.
Are we even gonna try to speak to him, or we just want him going unawares?
No, we're gonna try to speak to them.
What's our
To
story?
the outer
He
gate
wants
guard.
to know if it's that same guard.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
So
Okay. There's 4 guards there now.
Okay.
So they doubled it, and as you approach, you don't get quite the same like reaction as you did when you had the 51,
51.
with you. No, you do not see him atop the gate.
He's
Okay.
been destroyed.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
he let us
He's
in
in the
the first
mass grave with Eustace.
one. And the guy we
God.
killed. And the guy we killed.
Yeah.
So who's up there then?
4 guards.
4 guards.
4 no-name guards.
Yeah.
No name.
It's a little tricky, man.
guards.
What can we do to them?
Not a whole lot. How does the gate open?
There's a crank.
A crank on the other side of the gate at the ground level.
So they're not like next to it.
They have to descend a small staircase to get down.
Okay, I could swoop in then.
Okay.
Out of their line of sight.
Should we talk to them?
Fuck them.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna have to kill them.
Yeah, I know.
Can you do all that?
Well, no, I can't do all that.
No,
You're
you
the only
open
Once
the
the
gate.
gates open,
Oh, if
the
you do it-
51 boys go in.
Well, if you can open the gates,
Right, that's
you
what
can
we're
do
doing.
that.
I can do
Aren't
that.
they standing right by the levers?
No, they're above them.
Oh, all right.
So
Are the boys back in town? I mean, are they with
the
us?
boys are ready.
We didn't bring them up to this far though.
The
'cause we-
boys are ready.
But
we
they're
didn't bring
like-
them up to. We
but
didn't bring
they're
the
near.
priest. We didn't bring anything up to this far.
They're
'cause we
waiting
didn't want
for
that.
the word, though.
Right.
Okay.
Good. That's what I want.
So are they
Bird.
are they filling
bird
the
is the
stand
word.
in right now? Are they like all in
They're
their
sharpening
Yeah.
their knives.
Yeah.
Getting garlic.
All right. Then I will activate Walk the Sky.
okay?
For 1 minute, I can fly. So
Fly
I'll
quick.
fly around behind them,
Okay.
swoop in down to the lever, the crank, and I'll crank.
So you want to be unnoticed. I mean, ideally the entire time, but
Yeah, that's
certainly
not gonna happen.
certainly up until the crank
crank.
when you're
Yeah.
okay. Give me an agility check with a boom.
Okay. I'm gonna use Feat of Will.
Okay.
So it's a will check.
You mean to be stealthy.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a 9.
Okay.
And then we get Okay, so that's a 16.
All right. You fly around. They are not watching the skies.
As they
You
wouldn't be.
Flashback. Right after you cast that, I just want to cast Spellbound Weapon before
Okay.
initiative starts.
All right.
Okay.
You, your feet are silent as they touch the ground, and you want to open this thing fast.
Oh yeah, real fast.
Okay. Have you given cues as to what should happen once you get the gate open?
Like as soon as you see it
Yeah.
starting to go, you should charge.
Well, and I imagine I charge to where you are.
All right.
Because they're gonna
And
come
That's
to
where the
there.
gate
And
is,
when
yeah.
you're charging, that's you in the 51.
Then they hear.
You would-
Once they hear the cranking, they move in.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cranking is actually the
It's all
sound.
about
Alright.
that crank.
Is that so loud? The crank is
I
heard.
think it's
I mean,
gonna
it's
be-
going to
At
be.
least on the outside.
You
of
guys have heard the crank being operated.
Yeah.
So we
before,
know what to
yes.
listen
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know.
Okay. It is loud,
Yeah.
but by the time the guards even realize what's happening, he's got it like definitely far enough for
That
men to
we can get
stoop underneath.
Okay. We're all in.
Yes.
We're all in.
Well, he's the DM now.
And
Well, that's what our intent was.
well,
Yeah,
upon
yeah.
the 51 coming through with like the priests in tow,
Mm.
In bags. With Samuel.
do any of you like call out like a challenge to the guards or it's like tell them to do anything or
We see you.
Stand down and you'll be
Surrender.
spared.
Yeah.
okay, that's pretty much what I was looking for. 'Cause it looks like these ones are more than happy to comply. They just put their arms up.
All right.
Send them packing.
Yeah.
Okay. So the priests are heading over to one of the walls of the keep.
Okay.
They kind of get into a little formation.
I will join them.
Okay. They start muttering a prayer. You see, like some have like little incense sensors and that sort of thing. And Gabriel has like this chalky powder that's like coating his hands, and he starts like drawing something on the side of the.
Castle.
Yep.
Okay.
And you see like the symbol of Cordan being like visible there.
I'll conjure some chalky powder.
All right.
I'll make Nihilus's symbol, I guess.
Okay. Mert, you kind of put this together.
Yeah.
So instead of me rolling on behalf of the priest, I'll let you roll.
Okay. Is it one roll? Is it?
Yep. This is a straight up D20 with 3 boons, so you'll get probably a good boon with
I mean, impose predictability on you.
for a 6 boon.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got 6s all around.
Okay. Oh wait.
Well, no, it's,
I mean,
it's still
a
just
6.
plus
Yeah,
6.
it's a 6.
Oh, one of them will
Yeah.
be. So I
Right,
only
that's
rolled
all
2.
It doesn't matter!
It's a 6.
You shit heel.
Okay, so I still would roll and one becomes a 6
This isn't complicated.
They're
It's a
all
20.
6, you mean?
total.
Okay.
They're all 6s?
Oh, well then I have
didn't
more
have to
than
roll.
that. 25.
This isn't
You overloaded.
I
You
know, I did
overloaded.
too much.
Yep.
Well, if you do all 6s,
No, it take one of the numbers. That's
Yeah.
what you add. It's the highest number.
Yeah.
right.
You
right.
rolled
So
3 6s.
It was the same as one
Oh.
boon being turned to a 6.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
So what's
Um,
your number? Was it 25?
It's 20, I think.
20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm assuming you rolled a 14.
Yes.
Okay. You see kind of like loose particles of dirt around the castle, kind of like levitating up for a little bit. They fall down, and you see like almost a shudder pass through the bricks of the castle. Like the whole thing kind of shifts slightly,
That's it.
and the priests seem to all kind of come out of like almost like a little bit of a trance.
Mm.
And Gabriel turns to you and says, if the vampire is within, I believe he should be most unsettled and will seek to flee immediately.
Okay. We will.
Did I contribute at all to that? Did I feel any connection? Or
Yes.
was I just like smearing shit and
You feel like
so
you
their
contributed.
their
Okay,
job
good.
is done then, correct?
following along?
Well, Yeah,
Like-
I mean, you didn't contract them to try and kill the vampire.
No. That's why I'm saying their part is done.
Yes,
I
so
say
they're gonna head back to
I
the
say-
temples. Yeah.
you need not be here for the rest.
Okay.
Well, we need to keep our eyes peeled.
Yep. Well, Artist
Especially
Bay,
her.
we're gonna go to your adventure quick.
Well, I'm keeping.
Yes, we
A
have to go.
watchful
We have to go
eye.
back in time just a little bit.
Yeah. Flashback.
You approach the outer wall of Tom's
She
trading post.
finds the sallow man.
Are you looking for anything in particular of this
Sallow
building?
King.
So I'm looking for an easy way up on the roof, like if there's something I can stand on,
Sallow.
and for a secluded spot, like off the path.
Okay.
So, you know, like maybe in between the castle and the trading post. If
Yeah.
Otherwise, if there's
Sallow
like
was the word that we didn't
another
know in
part.
crosstalk.
Oh yeah, it is. That
I
was
heard
the
it
one.
came up once. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I never know.
So
I mean,
like
I never
maybe
forget.
in between
Yeah,
okay.
here, I
You
don't
will
think a
never
lot of people
forget.
are there
Alright.
because there's no
The
windows,
Yellow,
and the
secluded.
path is
Yeah.
on the other side.
Hubert wanted to be a part of the action, so he asked if he could accompany you.
Of course he can
boy.
Okay. So he's like, you got like a Hubert
You got a little
backpack.
buddy.
Oh yeah, I always.
It'd be a shame if something happened to him.
It would be for all the research he's done.
She will not allow harm to come to
Okay.
you. All right.
Hubert.
As you
Hubert
go
and
around the
scissors.
building, you see, in fact, there is about a cluster of vines about this thick that crawls up to like where the overhang of the roof is.
Okay.
It looks like you could climb up this way.
Is there anybody around?
Right now, there's a few people walking by.
Well, I'd just be casual.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my rabbit.
Stand up against the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be very inconspicuous. I'm good at hiding.
Okay.
Wait till they pass.
Yes. You came with ample time that you're able to wait until the coast
Yeah.
is clear.
Yes.
I assume now you wish to climb
Yes.
okay. I need a strength check.
And I have to go. Time wise, it's unfortunate.
Goodbye, Mert.
So I leave my sheet here now. If anything.
Okay.
So I roll. Do I add the mod for strength, or
That is correct.
or do I add strength 2?
You add the mod of strength.
Okay, then it's 12.
Okay. You climb up the vine, and you make it to the rooftop of Tom's trading post.
Okay. So then I'm going to be kind of like hugging the roof, like in like a kind of crawl bit to get to my proper vantage point
Okay.
while staying low.
In order to do this stealthily and to keep your balance on the surface of the roof, I need an agility check with a boon because of how slow you're going.
Makes it 12.
It's hard for Ardith Bay to fail an agility check. That's good. You are able to crawl into position. You have one kind of close call over a slick patch of the rooftop from some moisture. But you manage to keep your footing, and you have a good view of the side of the castle in addition to the main entrance.
Okay. So I'll be, I'll let Hubert out if he wants, if there's like a spot that he can
Yeah.
be confident in his footing.
Yes.
And
He
then,
is quite confident in his footing.
And then I'll have my bow and an arrow ready, like not drawn, but like at
Resting-
at the ready,
Resting on
Yes.
the... Yeah, okay.
And then I play the waiting game.
Okay. We move forward in time to when the priests finish their consecration. And they finish, you see them moving away, and you see one of the curtains on the upper level of the castle suddenly drawn aside, and like a little winged creature kind of hops onto the ledge and takes flight.
I'm gonna try and shoot it.
Okay, this is a big shot here.
Just a big shot.
You've been you've had this sniper perch for a while,
Yeah.
and I mean you've been waiting for this. So I'll grant. Normally this would be with a bane. However, because of your preparation, I won't impose the bane. And I think you normally get a boon anyway when
For what?
shooting, or is that not the case?
Well, I'd name it my quarry,
Okay.
so then I would get a
Hubert
boon.
witnesses you
What?
naming it as your.
Tobacco
He like
prone.
you see him nod his little
My
little
hunt
buddy.
prey.
So I can create a 20-yard high cylinder
So
of
I just
sleet.
roll a
So I
d20.
feel like if I catch
This
the
is a
bat in that-
D20.
Sleet.
This is a
Yeah.
D20 plus a D6 for the shot.
It says it knocks things prone.
So that's what
Yeah,
the boon
I would
is.
take him down.
I mean, if he's
Within
caught
what range?
long range,
That's
So
pretty good.
that's
But we don't know he
22.
flew out.
Okay.
we
So
don't. Oh yeah. Well,
That's what she was watching.
but she's shooting at something.
Shooting
Oh,
at
yeah.
the bat.
Yeah. See.
We
Bat.
don't know about that.
Oh, you're right.
okay. You hit.
What a shot.
Yep.
1 in a million,
It's
With a garlic
and the
tipped
crazy
arrow.
thing is
Nice.
even a 22 is not more than 5 over the
Oh,
defense,
no.
so it has
It's
a
gonna
good
be tough.
yeah. But you landed the hit, so roll damage.
Does he revert into a man?
You will see what
never
happens.
revert into a man.
He'll revert to mist.
We'll see. Garlic tipped.
13.
It's a nice shot. There is Pam.
Pam?
Where's Pam? Found Pam.
That's the vampire's name.
Yeah.
Pam.
Okay. The arrow hits the bat like in his little like abdomen section.
Mm-hmm.
You see it like its flight pattern like changes into more like kind of like a sporadic like uneven, and it I'm gonna show you. Let's get the city map. It actually like starts swooping kind of like right past you like overhead as it's like descending down, and it drops on the other side of the bank right at that X.
So did you guys go in?
We're in the inner courtyard.
So you're gonna need to call out
Yeah,
to
we
them.
were waiting
Would I
to hear
be
from
able
you.
to? I'd still be able to see the bat from across.
Oh
the
yeah,
bank.
you could take another shot if you wanted to. As it hits the ground, you see it starting to like kind of writhe and start growing out of bat form.
Oh shit! I feel like I should just shoot it again. Can I shoot and call?
Yes.
Well, I'll be shouting for them. Being like,
What do you tell them?
The eagle has landed.
the bat has landed.
Mission accomplished.
No, like, I'll shout, I see it over here.
Over here.
Over here?
All right.
That could be anywhere.
Oh, well,
Follow the sound
okay.
of the voice.
You want to
fine.
give more specific instructions?
I found it. It's on the other side of the river by the arena.
Oh shit.
Is that far from us?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like you
You're
guys
right
are,
here.
you guys are like right there.
Yeah.
Breakneck
Okay.
speed.
You if you sprint, it won't take too long.
That's
Okay.
what we gotta
Let's
do.
do
And I want to take a
Yep,
shot.
you get one more shot.
Do I get the boon again? Because it's my quarry still.
Yes.
The 51 boys are charging.
21.
Okay. That hits.
That's 12.
Okay. So, the two of you, plus Mert and his 51,
Yeah.
are storming across the bridge.
Sprinting across.
Okay.
Stop on that pair.
I have the necessary information here, the vampire's current condition and everything, and I really don't want Mert to miss this confrontation. And with my work schedule, I don't mind just breaking a little bit earlier. So I'm sorry, but we're gonna have a cliffhanger ending tonight. So
Nice.
yes,
We're gonna have the 51 boys trample the vampire.
I mean, ideally, you'll have this wrapped
Yeah.
up in 5 minutes. Start the
Yeah.
next session, then you leave town. But we'll have it play out at that time. So, all right,
That's a lot of magic.
nice shooting
Yeah,
there.
that's a lot of
Yeah, good. All right,
Those garlic tipped arrows, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was more you actually hit them. That was good.
yeah, because you rolled like a 22.
22 and a 21.
Yeah. Defense is 20, so it's difficult for melee and range.
20.
20, yeah.
Holy shit.
Even as a bat?
Yep. Especially as a bat.
Yeah, maybe it was more.
Oh, because he's harder to
But
target.
don't worry, you've got magic. Somebody's got magic.
A lot of
And
them.
Ardith Bay has really good accuracy, so that helps.
I have, we
I
could
guess
even
it's
say
animated.
Elven.
elven
Has 18.
accuracy.
Yeah.
Even that.
Even a fucking
Well, and the vampire is going to take his true form at the start of combat. He can't take human or bat now, so there's going to be some horrifying
51
stuff
boys.
going on.
51
Oh,
boys
so
will stomp the man.
nasty.
He's gonna look like the when you do the vampire lord shapeshift in Skyrim.
Yeah.
That's what he's
TV
gonna
shows
look
Oh
like.
I
my
feel like we're
gosh,
like-
it's horrifying.
Was this like a horde of kids just like tore someone apart?
What, horde of kids that tore someone up? What are you talking about?
Is this from something? I just like that crossed my mind. Like
What?
is that in a movie or like TV show?
Maybe you're thinking of like Hostel 2. Did you ever see that?
Maybe you're
No.
thinking of the whatever
it Game
that
of Thrones? I think
horrible
Game of
movie
Children of
was,
the Corn
the disheartened or
or
the despairing.
Well-
What was that crappy thing you had on there?
No.
Dishonored. No.
I don't remember the name of
What's
it.
the name of that
Maybe
black
Game
and
of
white
Thrones.
movie?
I don't know.
No.
Didn't have
You don't
it.
remember what it's
Big-
called?
I think
now?
it was
Begotten?
just a dream. you
Begotten.
had.
It's just a vision.
No, it's not Begotten.
No.
It might be Begotten.
Begotten. Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
The Grim Reaper has 20 defense.
The mashing.
Wow. Is that the Grim Reaper? Like if you defeat
Yeah.
him, no one dies anymore.
Well, I don't know about that. No, I think there's multiple Grim Reapers, but he's pretty legit.
Yeah.
He's got a scythe and shit.
Does he use it to like reap the fields?
He gets plus 10 on his roll with a boom. 3d6 plus 6.
All right. Very good. Mang will be rooting for you with Locke. So let us know how.
Yeah, next Monday, you guys can probably see him.
Yeah.
He'll be hanging out, running across the table
It'll
because
be friendly.
he's too friendly.
That would be an interesting change of pace.
Yeah.
15?